Alright, it's time for another week of ZTGD Radio. This is episode 785. February 26th, 2024. And on the show this week, we got the Warmer
Yes, sir.
returns.
What up?
And that's it. Chillin'.
That's all you need, really. Really.
Depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of video games are happening. I don't know if you noticed that on the internets.
Man. Well, if you don't, you notice a lot of no, I guess they kind of calmed down with the feuding this week. It was kind of
No, it sparked up a little bit again because like we had the motion of like Xbox is dead, Xbox gonna be all right, and now it's like,
Yep.
what did you do to my dog? How dare you? I don't know if you've seen like the pettiness of like, what was it? Like people from Rare posting like, oh look, I bought a PlayStation, and Rare's Twitter account says now on PlayStation, and Xbox guys like, this is Xbox marketing.
Wow. Oh, they doing a lot. Okay, I did not see all of that.
And I was just like, okay,
Right.
okay.
Y'all
Okay.
calm down. Jesus.
Y'all, man, your plastic box is not your identity. Stop it. Stop it.
It's not. Like, Lord.
Let's talk about video games. Terrence, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. I played a lot of stuff. I'll start with Final Fantasy 14 is finally on the Xbox in open beta.
What was the
So,
final year count for that? How
Oh
long
God,
did that
that's it.
take?
As it is 4 years, right? Was it 2020 that they announced that, or was it 2019?
I'm not talking about announcing. I'm just talking about how long did it take to get.
Oh God,
Final Fantasy
forever.
14 originally released September 30th, 2010.
Yep.
Holy shit.
But then it was ass, and then they, shut it
They
down.
rebooted it, which is The
Back.
Realm Reborn.
Yep. And then everybody was like, "Oh, this is great," and now it's, yeah. But all that time, it never was on Xbox, and it was on. I think it was on PS4.
It was on PS4.
And
That's where I played it. The
Yeah.
majority of where I played it was on PS4. Which is weird because Final Fantasy 11 was on Xbox 360,
Yup.
but 14 was never on any Xbox, and now it's finally. Is it just Series or is it on Xbox One as well? I don't know.
I think I thought it was regular Xbox and Series, because I know Anthony was looking at it, but he was like, "Nah, this ain't for me." But I'm not 100%. I have to look into that to see if it's on.
I mean, he got a
'Cause, I mean, it's
PS4.
on.
He could have played it there.
Right, I was about to say it's on. Actually, that's right. He could have. But yeah, if it's on PS4, I would imagine it could run on just Xbox, right? Like it's the
I
same
mean, but
shit.
do they bother? Because with the original Xbox, I mean, like, let's be fair.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It just
But
says optimize. Oh no, it says playable only on Series.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. All right then. Yeah, they're trying to move everybody to the series anyway. So, but yeah, so it's finally on here. Praise the Lord. So I've been playing a lot of that. Getting back into it. You have to start over for the open beta actually. So when the game actually comes out, you can, if you have an active account on PlayStation or PC, you could just purchase the Xbox One and sign in and start playing because it is cross-play. But to start out playing the open beta, you can't bring in an existing account, so you have to be a brand new player, which means you have to start over. So I wasn't able to pick up my other classes and stuff, so I'm starting over, which is fine because playing through like the story and stuff is kind of refreshing because I didn't remember a lot of it. But the story is actually is really good. In this one, of course, it's all about crystals because that's all they do in the Final Fantasy world for real.
Crystals
But
are
yeah,
the
so
Chaos Emeralds of Final Fantasy.
Damn. Yep. Exactly. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I got my PlayStation 5. So so I'm back in that club, and I've been bouncing around playing stuff on there. I've put a lot of time in Spider-Man 2, which we've already talked about that to death. That's a fantastic game. That traversal in that game is just absolutely crazy. It's so good, and I like how um because I've unlocked like a couple of costumes. Probably
Costumes.
like it happens in the like it carries over to the cutscenes and stuff, which is nice. Which I didn't expect that because like I had changed my costumes and I had got off for the night and I loaded in and it was a Miles cutscene and like he was getting suited and came out and his mama was there and he was wearing a new suit that I had picked out. I was like, oh, that's dope. Okay, because it doesn't actually do that on the start screen because like they're like hanging out on the start screen, the two of them, Miles and Peter. But it's in like their like default suits or whatever. But that was a nice little flourish. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun so far. Looking forward to getting more into it. Played the Final Fantasy 16 demo. Loved what I played so far. There's a lot of talking, for sure, but the combat and stuff is a lot of fun. A little bit that I played. Um, Tell you what's not really not really that great. And that's Foam Stars.
I
I
mean,
wasn't.
like for real, what'd you expect?
I didn't. You know what? I don't know what I expected. I think I really, even though they said it wasn't a Splatoon, I think I still was expecting like a Splatoon-esque thing,
You,
but it wasn't. It's not even that. Go
you,
ahead.
you know what the funniest thing about this is if you remember when they first showed this game and all those journalists went out there and they played it, they're like, actually, and then the game comes out and ain't not a fucking one of them playing it. Not a
No, and
fucking one, and nobody talking about it. Nothing.
because ain't nobody playing it, and I'm gonna tell, because
Exactly.
like the first day that I got the PlayStation, I kind of like played a little bit of everything. So I hopped in everything, and I got into a match of Foam Stars and played like the little tutorial, and then got into a live match and was like, this shit is me. But then like last night, like I had played a bunch of stuff, and I was in a really good place. So people had dropped over some good stuff, and I was sitting good, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna hop in and play some Foam Stars real quick. Saturday night, it's like 11:30. I mean, that's niggas is playing multiplayer shit. Never found a match. I was in there for 5 minutes because I was high, so
And this
whatever.
game is free on
Um,
PlayStation
and
Plus.
it's free, and it just came out. I was like, well, damn, that died super fast. All right, so so uninstalled, and it I don't. So it's because it's not about, unlike Splatoon, which is about painting the levels, um, Foam Stars is like actually about getting, kills and stuff, but it's not, they don't call them kills, it's called chills,
Oh
right?
fuck's
So
sake!
the person is like super hot, right? And they like on fire, so you gotta chill them out with the foam and everything. And then like, so you foam them up, which sounds so weird.
I mean, the
You
stuff
spray them
comes from
down.
inside their body. So,
Does it? I
do
didn't
that.
know
Do
that.
you remember that thing I sent you? Where
Oh,
like,
that's right. Yeah, the little girl was like, yeah, I didn't really. That's
this,
so
so you just
gross.
like spraying people with your inside foam and what the fuck?
So like you foam them up like
Oh,
Spider-Man, basically. Like you rub them up, like so they're this ball and can't move, and then you have to get on your surfboard and like you run into them and you do like a smack, and that like finishes them, like and that counts as your chill, like you chilled that person. Um,
so you
so
cover them
it,
in
the
your foam and then you finish them.
Yeah, that's how you, man, that's a sound bite. That's what it is though. So it's and so like unlike again in Splatoon, you paint in the levels. Like in this, you can throw out you excrete your foam, which I guess is really what you're doing, and it covers the levels, and it you use it for like I guess navigation. So you can that's how you can use your surfboard, so you move faster on that, kind of like when you turn into the what's it called, an inkling or the squid form in Splatoon. But then you can also like build like a mountain of the foam, so you can like build like a shield, you know what I mean, or like you can a ramp, so you can the foam has uses, so it's but it don't, you know what, none of this shit matters because nobody's playing it, so
Shocker.
it doesn't matter. Um, What else did I play? I got Fist of the North Star because Anthony talks about that a lot, and I played through the intro of that. That's a lot of fun. Oh my god, that combat! Oh, that's good stuff. I mean, I like that anime. Making people heads explode and stuff like that. It's good stuff. And I played a little bit of the Rebirth demo, which is wow, that's really good. I don't know if I'm going to actually finish like the demo and before I play the full game or just play the full game. Because reading all the various reviews yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out even though I didn't finish the first one.
I think there's
But you,
a bundle you can buy that gives you both games and integrate, I believe,
oh, nice.
for like
Okay.
the same
That's
price. Like the same price as just buying the game.
oh, damn. Okay. All right, Square. Look at y'all. All right. Um, I might do that because I didn't play the intrograde thing at all because I didn't finish the first game. But that's where you play. Was it
Yuffie,
Yuffie?
Yuffie's in
Yeah.
integrate, yeah.
Okay. And I always liked her. Yeah. So what else did I play? Well, I can't talk about that yet because that's um in
It's a
March.
secret to everyone.
Um, yeah, yeah. And then of course we played Helldivers, which we streamed. That's such a good game. It's just it,
Yep.
it's just it's a good game. Like I mean, I don't know. Every mission like feels like a movie, like its own movie. Every extraction, well, minus that one, because we had a super chill extraction, which never happens. Oh my God. Every extraction is like chaotic and like the finale of the movie. Like it's just I don't know. It's a great game.
Terrence and I,
Um,
along with Jay, even had an extraction where our teammate, who was a random person, decided to call down an orbital strike in the middle of the extraction on top of us.
on top of us. Yes. Yes. So that was a thing. And we immediately thought that it was you. We was like, what is this? Kid's burner account? Like, what the hell? He just dropped in on us. Because that
I,
dude literally had just dropped in. That's like the first thing he did. He's like, what the
with
fuck?
with the exception of the one moment where Ken burns you alive with a flamethrower, he was actually surprisingly controlled yesterday.
He was.
He didn't have a whole bunch of team kills yesterday.
No, it was an off day for me, but parents did peg me with a bullet, so I just burned him.
I did. So and I was going to say that was well earned because I like shot him with the railgun, and I thought I was actually going to kill him, but it put him to like one health, and his dude screamed so crazy. He turned around and lit my ass on fire, and it was really funny. Like it was deserved, so it's fine. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun. Even when you're killing your friends, being goofy, it's a good time. Um, yeah. Let's see what. Oh, I played the demo for Unicorn Overlord, which well, I only played like a little bit of it. I didn't really I thought it was going to be more like Dragon's what was it called? Dragon's Crown, I
No,
think.
this is straight up like grid based like tactical
Yep.
game.
Yep. I did not realize that. So
There's
yeah,
probably some
I
feet in
don't
there though, right? Like it's a vanillaware game, so they're kind of
Oh
weird.
yeah. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean the cutscenes and stuff was very pretty. I mean it's Vanillaware. Their stuff always really looks good. But I don't know if that one's gonna be for me. But the demo is up if anyone wants to try it.
It's
But
everywhere.
yes,
It's everywhere. I think.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I mean
that
actually I got it
demo
on
is.
Xbox.
Yeah, that demo is everywhere. I think it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I think.
Nice. Yeah, if the shit show up on Xbox, you know it's everywhere. I mean, because they get skipped all the time.
What are you talking about? They
Um,
got all the. Never mind. They didn't get shit.
um, yeah, I think that's. Oh, I played a little bit of Small Land, which I am going to write a review for that. I haven't gotten too terribly far into it, but already for me, it's way better than Grounded. Like it's unlike it's Honey I Shrunk the Kids, this is like a elf, like it has a whole story. These elf like creatures come topside, and you get a wasp actually attacks the little convoy and knocks it off course, and now you're like stranded out in here. But there's a huge map, and there's different like seasons and stuff. That time progresses, you can ride like the butterflies and different things. Like I don't know, it does a lot of stuff that I wish Grounded had done, but the little bit that I played so far, it's really good. But it is one of those types of games. So it is one of those survival type games where you have to build a base and different things like that. But it's less. It seems so far that it's less open ended like Ark, and it's more kind of story focused. So it has all those big moments and open world stuff, but it's more narrative driven. I think is the word I'm looking for. Um, but yeah, I think I'm sure I'll probably remember something as y'all get to going. But I think yeah, that's it, man. It's yeah.
All right. Well, I'll move on to the Wombat.
Yeah, so I spent well, so I played a little bit more Octopath Traveler 2. Not a ton more, but probably another hour or two, which means I really didn't accomplish anything. That game is good. I'm playing it as I have time to on my Steam Deck throughout the week. So I'm sure it'll be the end of the year before I finish that game, but it's fine. I'm taking it in bite-sized chunks. I played. So I bought the Humble Bundle that included the Mega Man Legacy collections, and which unfortunately, if you didn't already buy it, that bundle is gone. But so I played through Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 this week, and yeah, I mean, there's not much for me to say about Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 that hasn't been said a million times over the last 40 years, but I would just add that that first game is bullshit. The second game is perfection. And I still don't understand people who think the third game's better than the second game.
Well, they're clearly wrong, but
yeah, they're just wrong. I mean, the third game's
still
excellent.
Love one.
It's yeah. Well, one is good, but it's bullshit.
Okay, one is like my nostalgia bubble. Like that's the first game, one of the first games I had.
Yeah.
And like it's just embedded in my brain as a memory. But yes, the Iceman stage, bullshit. The Gutsman stage, bullshit. And the Wily stage, total bullshit.
Yeah, 100%. That game is they had not tuned the difficulty yet. And I will say, so 2, which is my favorite one, they overcorrected a little bit for 2 because 2, going back to play it now, especially if you use the metal blades, 2's a little too easy. But everything else about it is perfect. The bosses are perfect. Their powers are perfect. It's of the 3, the best implementation of the weakness system because the bosses are genuinely weak to certain weapons, like 2 or 3 hits and they're dead. 3 kind of plays around with that a little bit, where the bosses still have weaknesses. But even for some of them, the weapons they're weak against, it takes like 7 or 8 hits to kill them, which is obviously less than like the Mega Buster, but it's not as satisfying to know that you won the rock paper scissors, and so this boss is just going to get wrecked. But the Wily stages in that game are good. The final. Not the final boss. The final boss is very easy. Gamma is the final boss in that one. Is very easy. The wily robot that walks on the little legs. And the first part of it is unbelievably easy, and then the second part of it is like the biggest bullshit, cheating ass robot. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but the way that boss works in the second phase is it has these like big legs, and so it takes a step, and it takes a step, and then it like drops itself down. And when it drops itself down, you have to hit it in the cockpit with the hard knuckle.
That's a sentence.
Yeah. And so, but at the same time, so number one, the boss takes up half the screen, and it's walking across the screen, and it's way too tall to jump over. So you're kind of forced to pay attention, obviously, to where the boss is on the screen. At the same time, you're getting shot at, and its shots know where you're at and if you're jumping or standing. So they're very difficult to avoid. And then the hard knuckle itself, the weapon, takes a while to shoot. Like it shoots, it comes out, and then it builds up speed and then goes. So you have to time it basically when the second leg is coming down, but the timing changes depending on where you're at in relation to the boss on the screen. And it's not an impossible boss. Once you figure it out, it's fine, but it is annoying as hell. So yeah, I love those games. I'll always love those games, but it definitely reminded me why the second game is my favorite. And so now I'll move on to 4, 5, and 6, which I like all those games.
I like them, but like by the time they get to 6, there's so many like rush style weapons that it's just like, man, you don't need all this.
I do like. I think is it 6? Hold on, because I get the last 3. I get pieces of the last. It is 6, where you eventually get the like rush armor.
Yeah,
stuff.
with the jetpack and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's kind of fun. But and it's got a cool thing that it's got that energy balancer thing where it when you pick up a weapon energy capsule, it automatically fills the one that has the lowest energy, so you don't have to switch back and forth to make sure that you fill up the right thing.
Oh yeah, quality of life stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun little. It's not a great Mega Man game. It's a good game. It's not a great Mega Man game, and you can tell it's right at the tail end of the NES's life cycle. So, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy all those games, and I just beat them all when this collection came out the first time on DS. But it's I try to go back and revisit these games every once in a while just to remind myself of how much I liked them. So
that series is so weird because like the first 3 games are iconic. The next 3 are kind of forgotten. 7 and 8 are very iconic because they were the only games on those systems. And then you do 9 and 10, and it's like 9 was a big deal because it came back, but it wasn't a great game, and neither was 10. And then like 11 is good, but I really didn't like the systems in that, the slowdown and whatever the other fucking one was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So it's a weird series where like it has its ebbs and flows.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I know it's iconic because of the system it was on, but I can't fucking stand Mega Man 8.
Oh god, I love 8. I don't know why.
I don't like that game. It's fine, but number one, you're fighting stupid ass robots.
You talk about Clown Man? Come on.
Clown Man. Get out of my face.
His stage is awesome though. I love his stage. His stage is awesome.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that game.
He also talks in that game.
The X games are much better.
X 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic.
Yeah.
And then 4, 5, and 6 were good, like the PlayStation Saturn one. 7 and 8 can go to hell.
Yeah, agreed.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, those games are bad, dude. Those games are bad.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough talk about Mega Man in 2024.
There's never too much Mega Man conversation.
True.
Well, that's just Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah. Damn it. Cannot wait. They have to make it eventually. If
Nah, they
nothing
don't.
Right?
else, like they have to make it because they get tired of people bitching.
Yep.
So use some of that Monster Hunter money, god damn it, and make Mega Man Legends. And who cares if it sells or
Capcom
not?
Capcom says fuck you to like the niche people. Like, how long have people been bitching about Dino Crisis?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about
Uh,
Dino
Oh,
Crisis.
you
So.
get the fuck out of here saying nobody cares about Dino Crisis. A hell of a lot more people care about Dino Crisis than goddamn Mega Man Legends 3.
Man,
Ain't no dinosaurs in Mega Man Legends.
I didn't
no,
see
but
no Dino Crisis sign at the WWE shows, but I saw Mega Man Legends 3 over the AEW. Somebody had a
that's
Mega
right.
Man Legends 3 sign.
That's
Hmm.
right.
Mega Man Legends isn't even on Capcom's internal survey. Dino Crisis is.
No, but Mega Man was. They
Well,
didn't
of course.
specify which one.
No, it'd be Mega Man 12.
Well, we'll see.
That's the only one that matters.
We'll see. Uh, anyway, and then I played, as Terrence already mentioned, a whole lot of Helldivers, which that game is amazing, and it's the game that I think about all the time. So
Same.
I can't ever wait to get back to playing it. So, but yeah, we had a lot of fun playing. We played with me, Jay, and Terrence, and then played with me, Ken, and Terrence yesterday. Good times. I had a couple rounds with some randoms and some solo runs too in there, but
Hey, we had somebody
um,
join our game last night.
we did. Yeah, a
Mhm.
Big Day Man who listens to the show joined. So thank you for that. Um, I'm glad you were there
He did an
and
epic
gave
dive.
us a four-person. He did an epic
He
dive.
did.
I was proud.
Um, yeah, because that's all Ken does is just dive around and catch
That
stuff
is
on
true.
fire.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
including people.
yeah, including people. But yeah, that game is just an absolute blast, and I'm really excited. So they now they don't appear, at least, to have any or to have had any widespread issues with logins or player count or anything like that over this past weekend. And so the CEO said on Twitter this morning that that allows them to sort of get back to their original plans to improve certain aspects of the game, fix some of the little bugs that are still left, and get back to their sort of additional content roadmap, which is excellent news. So,
Mhm.
especially when they were predicting 800,000 concurrent players on Friday.
Man. And you know what? I had no issue getting in all weekend.
None.
Like I
Yeah, me
never
neither.
had that little server thing. So that's yeah.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm glad they seem to have gotten that piece of it stabilized. So hopefully they can work on the content roadmap. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it for me.
All right. Well, before I get to the big dog, let me think about. I can't talk about that one yet. I talked about Arzette last week, I think. Um, can't talk about that one. Let me roll through the indies here real quick and see if anything stuck out. Quadroids. That's a cool game if you like lemmings. So the premise is the same, where you have to like navigate these little creatures to the exit using different abilities and things like that. But the hook to this game is that it's built into 4 screens, and each one of the screens is like a different button on the triggers. And when the creatures are in that particular quadrant of the screen, you have to press that button to perform the action. So it's very much like a like multiple plate spinning kind of puzzle game, and it actually is pretty fun. Um, Slave Zero X. I played some of that. It's fun. Like it is very much like a 2D side-scrolling hack and slash, very fast combat, a lot of parries, dodges, that kind of stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the visual style because think of it like a Klonoa or a Pandemonium where it's 2D, but like you go like left and right, like the screen shifts. But instead of the characters being polygonal, they're sprites. So like when it shifts left and right, everything is flat, and
Okay.
it just looks weird when the camera shifts left and right. So I don't know if I care. Like that's the one thing that's like it's really ugly when things turn. Like when it's in motion, it looks fine. It's big chonky pixels, lots of blood, and it's very fast. But I just don't think I'm a fan of the whole like let's turn to the left and you just see like the flatness. Like it's charming in a game like Paper Mario, where they're supposed to be flat, but this is I don't know. It just doesn't work. Terrence, I played that Shaolin versus Wu Tang 2. That's got some great music and some cool characters, but god damn, how do people play that? That is, I'm gonna say this.
Uh,
I'm gonna say
mhm.
this, and the people gonna get mad. This game plays worse than Eternal Champions. Okay?
Does
Oh
anybody shooting a
damn!
laser into space?
No,
Right?
no.
Is somebody?
It's funny you say that because I forgot that I played the demo on Steam Deck for Die by the Blade,
Ah, yes.
and I booted it up, and it ran like shit, and I turned it off.
That is
So
off. Yep.
I'll give it a chance on console when it comes out on console because it is my jam. But man, it performed like dog shit, and the attacking on R1 and R2 is super weird. So, like I said, I'll give it a shot on console, but
Fucking.
it seems to have been a week for us to play shitty fighting games.
It definitely does feel that way because like this game is just. Whew, I don't understand what the combat system is. Like the combos, like I don't get it. Like it's like slow dial a combo. Where like if let's say you press like a punch or a kick, and the next button is not a predetermined combo, like it just doesn't do anything.
Mm.
And like it feels bad, man. It feels bad. That's how I remember the
Damn.
first
It's
game
a cool
feeling.
concept. Yeah, I thought the concept was cool because it's like the movie Kung Fu, like
They're
people,
basically like
right?
ripoffs. Like Chuck Norris is in there, Donnie Yen
Yeah,
is it, but it's
yeah.
not them.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's just it is a cool concept, and the music is fire. Like that music is so
Nice.
good. But the actual fighting terrible.
Got you. That's oh well. That's a
Uh,
shame.
I played a game that is essentially Geometry Wars. It's called Shape Neon Chaos, which is a terrible name. Um, I enjoy it, but the problem is that the screen is cluttered with like what's the word, like the Matrix shit, like the zeros and one, like that
Mm.
stuff in the background. So I lose my ship constantly. Like I don't feel like I die because of my skill. I die because I don't see my ship. So
Wait.
that felt bad. Lords of Exile is a pretty cool Castlevania-like 2D side scroller. Actually plays really really well. I have to talk about A Time Traveler's Guide to Past Delicacies. What the flying fuck was this game? It's got full motion video sequences in between of a sock puppet telling you how to make different dishes, and then in between you play like this board game where you're moving the sock around a board and picking up ingredients, and then you go to actually build the 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 um the food item. And this is where the game fell apart because it uses like a mouse cursor where you pick up items and put them in a blender, and like the detection of picking up items is fucking terrible. Like I could not grab things, and then when I grab things, they would interact with the background and fall out of my hand, and just it just like if they fix that, this game I would totally recommend you check it out because it's fucking wild. It's weird. Um, I booted up Balatro because it is very much like play a poker hand kind of card game, and I know how to play poker, so I figured I'd check it out. It seems like a pretty neat game. But then it started adding all these like Joker cards and power up cards and all these other cards. I'm like, nah, nah. If it was just poker, we'd be all right. But nah.
How they doing too much?
Yeah, it's like the tutorial is like, okay, this is cool, this is cool. I get it. Like each card has a point value, and if you do this hand, you get this many points, and the goal is to get this many points before the end of the round. Like that's cool. And then they're like, oh yeah, there's also Joker cards and power up cards and these cards and those cards. I'm like, nope, 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 no. Return to Grace is actually on Game Pass. I suggest you check it out. It's a pretty cool first-person narrative adventure where like you crash land on the moon and are like investigating what's going on with some stuff that's there, and it's actually really good. So it's on Game Pass. I recommend you check it out. I was having fun with it. I also am back in Final Fantasy 14, and I'm crying because it's the Grand Theft Auto meme, man. It's just there. I'm just walking.
Yeah.
I'm just walking towards the screen. It's like, oh shit, here we go again. So, not much I can do about that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
it's real talk though. It's
yeah.
real talk.
I'm very frustrated with Season 9 of Overwatch. Still fucking bad games.
I didn't even like I installed it because my wife was playing. I guess because they got a PVE mode. I guess
Yeah, I don't
something
even.
new.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even play it. Like they're so lazy with those PVE modes. Like I don't even bother with them.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, she was messing with that. She only did it like the one day, and then went back and didn't mention it to me for real. So I don't know. So I didn't bother to even get in there and mess with it. I
I mean,
thought this was the one that was gonna fix everything because this was like everybody got passive healing and stuff like that. Like, has that changed, shook anything up at all, or?
there's definitely moments where it feels weird, where like you're just pouring damage into somebody and like they won't die because
Mhm.
everybody got a health buff and everybody gets the passive healing, but the passive healing doesn't kick in until like they run away and they're not attacked for so many minutes. But
Gotcha.
the big thing is like when a team is like dominating, like when they're doing well, whoever's like kind of winning the fight, like the other team gets 20% less healing. So like you can be pouring healing into somebody and they just melt. And
Wait,
yeah,
like
that
a debuff? Like
yeah,
that's like a
there's a
game wide thing?
debuff. There's a debuff when like you're doing crit damage to an enemy where they get 20% less healing, so like tanks just fall over.
Oh wow.
So you can totally see fights shift because of
Yeah.
that.
Huh. I didn't
And
know they were even doing that.
it sucks because like I think the way that it works is like if the DPS gets a kill, then whatever they're targeting next gets 20% less healing. So like if they don't have that, so like say for example like a widow. Like a widow cannot one shot you unless that debuff is activated now because every character has like 50 more health. So
Hmm.
she can't one shot. But if she just killed somebody, she could totally one shot your ass now. And it's just I don't know, man. It is really making the better players more like effective,
Hmm.
which sucks because they reset everybody's rank. So I'm playing against grandmasters and fucking diamond,
Christ.
and like it is rough. Like when I get in a game where my tank is just terrible, like I'm pretty much like, yep, game's over.
Yeah.
So until like all the rankings kind of sort themselves out, I think games are going to be bad. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt till mid-season, till everybody's kind of where they're supposed to be. And if it's still bad, then I don't know. Like I got to finish this battle pass because it's my fucking character mythic skin, so I got to get that. But we'll see. Oh, and then of course I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for like 2.5 weeks. My review
That's
is
what
out
everybody
there.
wants to hear about.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. Um, I love Final Fantasy VII. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I was very mixed on remake. I felt like it was very padded. I was very confused as to why it was only as much as it was because it was literally just Midgar, and they padded so much of it with like unneeded side quests and stuff that's like, well, why didn't you just go further in the game? Because this stuff is like
Yep, that was my problem.
yeah, I enjoyed the like fleshing out of characters like Jesse and Biggs and Wedge and
Hmm.
all that stuff. Like I enjoyed
Yep.
that. But when you've got me running these like really shitty, like meaningless missions, like I just did like I think what is it? You can 100% remake in 30 hours. I'm talking doing
Jesus.
everything. Like absolutely everything in that game is like 30 hours.
Jesus.
It
Man, you know what? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it took me 40 to mainline, and I mean mainline Rebirth. Like I barely touched
Damn.
any of the side content, and it was just because I needed to finish the story before I wrote my review, and there was
Yeah.
so much side stuff I wanted to do. Like I could have spent probably another 10 to 15 hours in the opening area just doing all the chocobo side missions and the odd jobs, and then obviously doing all the stuff for Chadley where I'm doing all the research, getting all the summons because that's how you get the summons now. And then like characters have like Mass Effect 2 style like loyalty missions, which can improve
Mhm.
your relationship with that character, which will affect what happens later in the game. Which I hate skirting around spoilers for a game that's fucking at this point what, like 30 years old
Right.
almost, but
Right.
like you don't know how that is different in this game than it was in that game because obviously some things have changed. So like there's a whole bunch of like meta stuff in the background that is taking place. And what's cool is when you finish the game it actually like shows you all of that stuff. It's like, okay, well, in this area here's everything you did. For this character here's everything you did for them. Here's your relationship with them. Like it's like for example, Tifa's relationship is like 53% or whatever. Like here's what you did for her. Here's the conversation choices you made. Like all of that stuff is made visible once you beat the game. And you can go back into the different chapters. And it's really cool because you can go back into the different chapters and you can replay them with either your current progress or you can reset it and do it all. So like new game plus whatever, all that stuff's already built into it. So like when you load up the game after you beat it, you can literally just pick what chapter, you can reset the chapter, you can change the difficulty, like all of that stuff is just there. Um,
Cool.
yeah, it's really cool to be able to go back and do all that stuff. It is a little confusing. Like literally, when you load up a game after you beat it, it just takes you to the pause menu and it won't let you do anything else. You just have to go to a chapter select. It's not like you can just like explore around the world and do things at random. You have to literally pick which chapter you want to go back to. That's a
Mhm.
little weird. The combat is great. I love the new synergy combat where like they basically brought back the sphere grid with this thing called folios, and as you level up the characters, you can create these. You can obviously upgrade your attacks and your weapon abilities, but you can also unlock what are called synergy attacks. And basically, these are between two characters in your party, and you can use these to do things like buff yourself or do like big massive attacks. And every character has different ones, and actually, these also affect your relationship with that character. So like the more you do of those in your combat, the stronger the bond becomes. So it's always good to. It's kind of funny when you're playing because you can always have three people in your party, but like the other people are like way off in the background, and you can hear them yelling and like pretending to attack, although they're not attacking.
Kind of cool though.
Yeah, like having Tifa and like Red 13 in your party, and then hearing Barrett like 20 feet behind you in the background, like yelling, "Yeah, motherfucker!" Like it's funny.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but no, it's the story is great. They hit a lot of the beats that you know. Um, they visit a lot of the places that you remember, but things are different. Things change. I know some people are very unhappy with the way it ended. I'm okay with it. Even though I was not happy with the way the first one ended, because I thought it was going to get some weird, wild shit going on. Um, but no, I think this is by far like my favorite game of the year so far, easily. Probably the front runner for my game of the year. I don't know how they make the third one better. I don't. I'm interested to see what happens with the choices they made at the end of this one. Also, Kate Sith's voice actor is fucking perfect. He's so good. He's so good. Also, the mini games are ridiculous. Like these are like full fledged. Like there's a Rocket League basically mini game in here. Um, like Gold Saucer, man, the stuff you can do over there is wild. There's like a straight up space shooter over there. Like a
Man.
motorcycle racing game, Chocobo racing, like all of that stuff. It's crazy how much stuff is in here. Like I would say if you did this game 100%, it's probably looking at 80 to 110 hours. That would be my guess. Like if you did absolutely everything, and it's
So did it have
beautiful.
anything you didn't like?
Yes, there are things I do not like. The performance mode is blurry as fuck, and that patch did not fix it.
Yeah, you know what? I meant to talk about that in the because I played the demo, and I know that's something that you had said that it was blurry. Yeah, no, it's still blurry.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
like even after the patch, it's blurry. They didn't fix that, and also when you play in 30, it's got weird frame pacing, so it don't feel right for some reason. So it's like, do I
Mm,
make it look bad or do I make it feel bad?
yeah.
I'll take look a little bad because it still looks good. Like it's a very pretty game, and there aren't a lot of them. But when they do those full like CGI cutscenes, oof, those are wild. Also, Queen's Blood can suck an ass. I don't know what everybody's talking about. Everybody's like, I could take a full-on Queen's Blood game by itself. You can get the hell out of my life. That card game is not fun, and I mean, I don't like card games in general, but that one is bad. There is literally a quest in that game where you have to defeat 3 people at Queen's Blood, and I beat the first 2. Not much of a problem. Like I think one of them I lost once, the other one I beat on my first try. I get to the third motherfucker, he beat me 45 times in a row
God
because he had a
damn.
card that would just ruin my game every single time. I'm
Yeah.
like what is the strategy? Like that's not fun. Like
No.
okay, so basically you guys like it because you can go collect cards. Like that's I don't know. Like having like those kind of card games never really appealed to me where having a better card makes you a better player. I think like the skill of playing makes a card game fun. That's why I enjoy things like poker or solitaire. Like the cards are set. Like there's no change to them.
Hmm.
Like you either play it or you play it well or you don't play well at all. Whereas this one, this dude had a card where like I would have him beat. He would literally lay this card down and game over for me. It would wreck all of my progress of playing against him every single time. Until finally one time I got lucky and he played it on one side that didn't affect the other two. Because basically what it is it's like 3 lines and you have to win each row. So whenever you win that row, you get a certain amount of points. So let's say you win rows 1 and 2 and you get like 6 points and 5 points. So you get 11 for those two. Half the time he'd beat me because he'd win the third row with like 18 points. So like even though I won the first 2 rows, I lost because his third row had more points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not fun.
No.
So, but no, that those are the 2 things I really didn't care much for about this game. Everything else I think is phenomenal. Um, I really honestly don't know how we top this, but at this point, that game is coming in like 2028, so whatever.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be on the PlayStation. What were we at?
It'll
7,
be 6. It'll
6.
be a launch game for PlayStation 6, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is crazy because this means it'll span 3 systems, and this game was announced in 2017, so it'll be 11 years. 11 years and 3 consoles is how long it took this game to be done.
That is crazy.
Yeah, when you think about it like that, that is wild. And it's still not on Xbox. Ha!
Nope. I don't.
It's never it's
I
never
guess
coming.
it's not coming.
It's not
Yeah,
coming.
it's just not coming. Hmm.
Sony basically wrote a oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Sony basically wrote a contract said this game will never come to Xbox. That's the contract.
Oh well.
But I'm just a gamer, so I'll play it wherever it is. I don't care.
Yeah, like I wasn't going to play it for real because like I said, I didn't finish the first one and fell off of it. About the time that I had to help out a orphanage or something in the first one. I was like, nah, y'all doing a lot. I gotta run around and find these kids. I got kids in real life. I don't want to run around and find kids in a video game. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah.
there's a lot of that in the first game, and in the second game, like it is definitely delegated to like the side stuff. Like all of the mainline stuff is super interesting, except for that goddamn Queen's Blood. Fuck that thing.
Gotcha.
But like the side stuff is more interesting than the main stuff in the first game. So
Okay.
like the stuff I was doing on the side was actually cool stuff. Like I don't want to go into specifics obviously, but there's some really cool side quests with some really cool bosses. Um it's just great. And man, I'm gonna tell you some of those chapters will blow your mind. Like there's a full on like rhythm section that is really cool. There's a goddamn play, which is really cool.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna lie, that play is amazing. Like it's better than the dance sequence from the first game for the honeybee stuff, which was really good. But this like tops it. Like it's phenomenal. Oh man, the Ghost Hotel. Wait till you see the Ghost Hotel. Holy shit, that thing is rad. So many moments in
Yeah.
this game. That's the other thing I love is like that first game is all just straight fucking Midgar. Like it's so boring after 20 hours. You're like, oh, just fucking Midgar again, Midgar. This game probably has like 6 or 7 locales, and they all feel different. Like all of them feel completely different. It's so good.
That's really good that they were able to get. Yeah. Yeah. It's on my list. Like I'm definitely gonna cop it now. I'm
Yep,
gonna get it.
it's very good. It'll take a miracle for that not to be my game of the year at this point. I don't even know. Like, what are the other big games coming out this year? I don't. Like, Sony's not doing
Indiana
anything.
Jones.
We'll talk about that later, but Sony's not doing anything really this
Dra-
year.
Dragon's Dogma comes out at the end of March.
That's true. I don't
Oh
know if
yeah.
Dragon's Dogma will be better, but I bet it'll be there. I love me some Dragon's Dogma.
Damn, what else is coming out that's big? Is Indiana Jones not this
Uh,
year?
Indiana Jones is like December, isn't it?
Okay, so it's like the back half. So well, it'll be considered for our list, but it won't be on G Hoff's
Well, no,
game
because
of
it's
the year
after
stuff.
November. So
So
Yeah.
Rise of the Ronin comes out the same day as Dragon's Dogma.
Oh God.
Nintendo's probably not going to have a big game
Stellar,
since the Switch got delayed, right?
yeah. Well, they got Peach in
Oh
the
yeah.
same day as Dragon's Dogma and Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah, but I don't think Peach is going to be a game of the year.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
Stellar Blade in April.
that's too much booty.
Senua's Saga in May.
Definitely not going to be a big game for me.
Black Myth Wukong in August.
I hope that game is good, but I have my reservations.
Same.
Stalker 2 and Space Marine 2 in September.
Space Marine probably make my
Hell
list.
yeah. Space
Um,
Marine will make my list.
I love me some Space Marine.
Avowed
It's
is
co-op.
still Avowed is on this list for this year, but
It'll
doesn't
be
have
out
a
this
date.
year.
And,
We'll see if it's any good.
yeah. Let's see what else.
Like I'm looking for like a Zelda like level. Like what could be like the game, like Baldur's Gate level. Like is there?
I mean, honestly, what's going to end up being that is Shadow of the Erd Tree.
I mean
Like when that
that'll
that
be
comes
big
out.
for a lot of
DLC.
people. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Which I think is $40, which is crazy.
Yep.
What? The DLC?
DLC is $40,
Yeah.
man.
Well, yeah.
It's probably
to be
worth
fair,
it. I'm not gonna say it's
it's
not worth
I'm
it.
sure it is.
it's large. The map is bigger than Limgrave, so it's pretty big.
Yeah. It might as
Um,
well be like a 1.5 Elden Ring. Like it's
Right.
yeah.
That's cool.
Greedfall 2 is on the list for this year, but no date.
That's definitely not gonna be. Like,
That's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything. Somebody's yelling right now when they're listening to this about
some game
games
we're
that we're
forgetting.
missing. Yeah. Which leave me alone. I'm still reading.
I was just like,
Silent Hill 2 remake.
yeah, no.
Star Wars Outlaws says it's this year, but I don't.
That could be.
That
That
could
could
be.
be something. Yeah, like that's
I forgot
possible.
about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man.
that Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up, which looks awesome.
I mean, I'll
That
play the
looks
shit out of
fun,
that.
but
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
yeah. Isn't that GI Joe went out this year too? Maybe.
yeah, yep,
Probably,
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything else. I mean, the Warcraft people are gonna lose their minds over the Warcraft expansion, but
The only
Oh,
game,
that's right.
the only game that hasn't been announced that if it does, I think could give it a run for its money for me outside of Dragon's Dogma is maybe if Nintendo squeezes Metroid Prime 4 out before the Switch 2, which I don't think they will,
yeah, I don't think they will either.
I
but
don't think so.
that could be a maybe for me. I love Metroid Prime. So.
I need to finish that first one. I've
Oh,
loved what
it's
I've played
so
for it.
good.
I just so much other stuff because yeah, it's really good. Like
I gave that
it's and
game a 10 twice.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, it's good.
It is one of my favorite games of all time. Like I like 2, it's fine. 3, it's a great game, but when you compare it to the first one, it's just not there. But that first one, it's a
Mhm.
masterclass. Like that is one of the best games ever made. All right. Speaking of new releases, let's talk about what's coming out this week. Boy, it's a lot. I was kind of shocked how much stuff is on here. All right, we got Age of Wonders. This is Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. Age of Wonders 4, Primal Fury, Bio Inc. Redemption, Power Wash Simulator, Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin, Welcome to Paradise, Zombot Edition. That Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons remake is out this week. Cook Serve Delicious, finally making its way to Xbox. Pecaminosa, A Deadly Hand. Pop
I don't know what
Slinger.
that is.
I have no idea what that is. Pop Slinger, I don't know what that is either. But this next one's my fucking jam. Star Wars Dark Forces remaster from Night Dive Studios. Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yep.
Cannot wait for that. I was hoping to have a review code by now, but I do not. I'm assuming it's because I asked for Xbox, and Xbox code's always late. Because I saw Digital Foundry already put up their video of it. So, Classified France 44 Overlord Edition, Tamarack Trail. Welcome to Paradise, just a regular edition, I guess. Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Plus Dimensions.
Ooh.
That's a kid's game, I think. Like one of those kid cartoons or something.
Oh.
Dynacat Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, Supreme Edition. Mad Cows. Rockin' Racing Grand Prix. The Mobius Machine. And Euphoria, the Saga 2, which that is the new Sunsoft game, which I have been playing for a while, so I'll talk about that next week. PlayStation 5, a lot of the same stuff. What else? What do we got that's not? Anglerfish. And then there's a big game coming out on Thursday. I don't know, maybe you've heard of it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Well, if you hadn't heard of it, you just heard a whole lot about it.
You just heard a whole lot about it. All right, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Let's see what's going on over there. Man, these lists for PS4 and Xbox One, I'm not going to lie, they're getting real small. Only 5 games on this list for PS4, and I've already named all of them. Let's look at Xbox One. Same thing. I've already named all of these games. So, yeah, we're at that point finally after 4 years, you know. Nintendo Switch. Who we got here? King's Odyssey, Rise of the Necromancer, Lion Simulator Survival, RPG Animal Battle, Hike Adventures, Pocket Fishing.
Ooh, okay.
Pixel Cross, Story of Seasons, Sandstorm Strike Force, Shiren the Wanderer, The Mystery Dungeon of Serpent Coil Island, Spearmaster, Sympathy Kiss, Dead End City, World War II Shooting Simulator,
Oh my God.
Avoid Hope. That's 2 words. Avoid Hope, not
Yeah.
Avoid Hope. Another bar game. Capes Escape Game 7th Room, Cavern of Dreams, Desktop Basketball 2, Drone Racer, Fly Stunt Simulator, Escape Game, The Old Folk House. I thought it said The Old Folks House. I was like, what are you escaping from? Like a...
That would be a pretty good game, actually.
that would be a good game. Freddy Fish in the Case of the Missing Kelp Seeds. Heavenly Bodies. Looking Up, I See Only a Ceiling. Matches Puzzle 2, Classic Logic Arcade. Matsukiki Burst. Of the Red, the Light, and the Ayakashi Tsuzuri.
Okay.
Olo and Octo. Dude, it's literally all capitals OLLLO and OTXO. I don't know how you say that. Picross S Plus episodes 2 through 9. Take It Racing, Tamarack Trail, The Lost Ashford Ring. Jesus Christ, Nintendo Switch. Time Trap, Hidden Objects, Tiny Number Hunt, We Need to Go Deeper.
Oh.
Zelen Force, Cricket Through the Ages, Helicopter Sim, Rescue Sim, One More Dungeon 2, and Virus Rush. Those are your Nintendo Switch games for the week.
Okay.
All right, let's go to news. And boy, it's been a week. Oh. Xbox, kicking off with Xbox news. A fan asked Phil Spencer on Twitter when we are going. Maybe he asked him on Xbox. When are we going to be able to play our owned games on xCloud? And Phil Spencer responded, "It should be this year."
Okay.
So, that'd be cool. Former 343i dev came out on Twitter after Helldivers 2 success and said they pitched around 30 smaller games, single-player and multiplayer games, in the Halo universe, but got rejected.
Dag.
Yep.
I mean, that's... Yeah. Interview with Phil Spencer. A couple of notes here. Console market overall isn't really growing. That's obvious. It's kind of stayed the same for the last 3 gens. Cloud is growing. Total hours of played are now double-digit percentage of total hours played on Xboxes through the cloud. Still expect Series S to outsell Series X. That's a no-brainer. He had a quote about physical games, said, "We are supportive of physical media, but we don't have a need to drive that disproportionate to customer demand. And getting rid of physical is not really a strategic thing for us. But I will say our strategy does not hinge on people moving all digital." On the layoffs for the physical teams, he said alignment of our teams across ZeniMax, ABK, and Xbox, so we have teams that are in charge of physical retail, inclusive of selling games and physical outlets. These are all PR answers.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Still committed to bring Xbox's full portfolio day one on Game Pass. And then speaking of Game Pass, new games announced: Tales of Arise, Bluey the video game, Maneater, Madden NFL 24, Indivisible, Space Engineer, Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, and Dead Island 2. And then limited run games announced physical versions of Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, which, if you didn't hear yet, the 4 games coming to other platforms are Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves. Pentiment is coming to everything, PS4, PS5, Switch. Hi-Fi Rush is only coming to PS5. Grounded coming to everything. And Sea of Thieves only to PS5.
You know what? I bet Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush will be Switch 2 launch titles.
Yes, that is my guess for that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense that Nintendo will get a version of Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves, but the current Switch I just don't think can play them.
Yeah.
All right. Nintendo Partner Direct happened this week. There were a lot of games in this, and yet still people were upset. Because of course they were.
Imagine that.
Grounded was the first game shown, got quite a bit of footage there. Then we had Ender Magnolia, Bloom and Mist, which is the follow-up to Ender Lilies. Arranger, a role-puzzling adventure. Unicorn Overlord. Monster Hunter Stories 1 is being ported to everything but Xbox. I mean, are you not surprised at this point? Like, it's just...
No, it's just the world we live in. It's not coming to Xbox.
Now, there is a couple on here that I was shocked are coming to Xbox. Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed is coming to everything. That one didn't shock me.
Epic Mickey was good. That was a good game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so that one's coming to everything. Now, this next one, I was shocked. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Vengeance is coming to everything, including Xbox.
Wow.
Yeah. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection was announced, also coming to everything. South Park Snow Day, we've known about that forever. Sword Art Online, Fractured Daydream. Somebody's still buying these games. I don't know who, but somebody.
Man, you just glossed over that Star Wars thing like that wasn't a massive win for civilization. You just moved real quick over it. Man, that's so fucking awesome.
No, I'm excited for it, but I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm going to shoot some stormtroopers and, like, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, fucking like, say that.
I'm excited for it, but, like...
adding heroes to they added, what is it, Kit Fisto and I think Asajj Ventress got added to the heroes and villains thing.
I'm excited, but let me bring you back to reality real quick. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it one weekend, and then we're never gonna play it again. Are you with me now? Do you understand? Like, I'm excited for it, but you know that's what's gonna happen.
It is. It is.
There are too many video games, people. I have a rant later about how the state of the video game industry is. There are too many video games. There's not enough money and time to play all these video games.
Facts.
And there's definitely not enough money and time to play video games again that we just played 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Says
the guy who just played through Mega Man.
I was just you interrupted my joke.
Oh shit. Dude, I'm the same way. I think I just replayed a game recently. I don't remember what it was. But God damn it. Gundam Breaker 4. Coming to everything but Xbox.
Not coming to Xbox. God.
Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble, not coming to anything but Switch. That's only on Switch. World of Goo 2. I don't know what all that's coming to.
I just want to say I do think Monkey Ball looks pretty good.
It does, but I don't think we needed a multiplayer Monkey Ball.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
That's a weird thing. Sega's weird sometimes.
True.
Fantasy Life. Is that 1 or I? I don't know. The Girl Who Steals Time. Another Crab's Treasure, which is a Souls-like crab game.
Yep, where you pick up stuff to be your armor, basically.
Yeah, like trash. That's weird. I heard it's good, but I don't know. It's a Souls game, so we'll see. Penny's Big Breakaway, which I'm super excited about. That is the new game from the guys who made Sonic Mania. So, Suika game multiplayer mode. Pepper Grinder.
Which looks awesome, and I meant to download the demo and didn't, so I need to download it and see what it's like.
It's a Devolver Jam,
PC?
right? Yeah, it's PC and Switch, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'll get the demo.
Yeah, it looks good.
Pocket Card Jockey. Snufkin.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we already talked about Snufkin. That. But 100% sounds like it would be a porn game.
Do you know the subtitle? Here's the subtitle.
I do not.
It's Melody of Moomon Valley.
Yeah, well.
God, yep, that's porn.
I'm just telling you, some of the screenshots I looked at, the look that those two are giving each other, and that dog hippo ain't even wearing any pants. So.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm just telling you, I expect some bad things to happen.
Tales of Kinzera Zhao. Demon Slayer, the board game. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yeah, we're still talking about that in the year of our Lord 2024.
Jesus Christ, right?
Listen, I said on the podcast last week, I just bought that game again.
I did not like that game.
But
I
on
found it to
Steam.
be very boring.
It's an acquired taste for sure.
Yeah. Contra Operation Galuga, which I played the demo of. That's some way forward ass Contra. I'll tell you that.
I downloaded the demo. I haven't played it yet, though. It's good, though?
I mean, it's good. We'll see how it pans out. Konami,
Okay.
I don't know. They're weird. Like, I feel
I
like they're
got you.
trying to, like, it's got the aesthetic of Contra. It's the 2D kind of, but it's cartoony, like a way forward game. And then there's, like, perks and shit that you could do. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. Pentiment basically got relegated to a montage, which is like, wow, this is why you couldn't say the word Pentiment on your podcast, Phil Spencer. Because it was in a 2-second loop in a fucking montage.
Man,
Yes.
that game, I didn't like that game.
I didn't either, but it's not my kind of game.
I didn't play it, so I can't speak to it.
Well, it's on the Switch now, Ryan, so you should play it because all games should come to every console and support Pentiment.
I don't give a shit about Pentiment, but I'm glad that more people get to play it
I mean, if they buy
Sure.
it, I don't know if they will.
if they buy it.
And that's my thing. I don't, because man, it is not. It's an acquired taste, just like you called that other game. Pentiment is most definitely that. Like,
I know this is not a good. It's not the best. Like, so somebody put out, like, you know how they have those achievement sites that track like trophies and achievements and shit.
mm-hmm.
So on Xbox, like, I think there was like, what was it, like 30,000 people had played Pentiment, and the tracker for the PlayStation one after a few days was at 0
Oh
for
man,
for Pentiment. So
yeah.
that's, I mean, that I respect that man got to make that game, and the people who like that game seem to really, really, really like it.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not a win for putting that game on PlayStation and Switch. I'm just
No.
Microsoft. There was one thing that didn't get leaked. Microsoft has apparently been like, cool, y'all can have some rare games on NSO, so they added Snake Rattle and Roll, RC Pro-Am, Battletoads and Battlemaniacs, Killer Instinct, and Blast Corps, all of which are fucking bangers.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see more of that because again, Microsoft is like, hey, we want our games everywhere. So like, I think they're gonna open those vaults, man.
I gotta say though, I gotta say it, even though it's gonna get me hate. Blast Corps is not easy to go back to.
No, it's not, but it's a really fun game.
It was a really fun game in 1996 or 7 or whenever it came out. It is no longer a really fun game.
I have fun playing it. Last time I played it.
It's fine, but I played it on Rare Replay, and it's
but you're the grab by the ghoulies.
It does not control. It does not control as well as it. Let me say this: I had more fun playing Grab by the Ghoulies on Rare Replay than I had playing Blast Corps.
Yeah, you're a hater for Grab by the Ghoulies, and
You didn't like Grab by the Ghoulies?
I fucking love Grab by the Ghoulies.
I liked it. It was fine. Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't think it was like great, but like it was
a
fine.
Fine game.
This one of those games that back in the day Ryan would have called booty cheeks.
Yes, probably. Yeah. Let me say this if it helps anybody. Grab by the Ghoulies is a better game than Gotham Knights.
Oh man. Okay. Wow.
Man,
I like Gotham Knights.
This man does not like Gotham Knights. Apparently, I like Gotham Knights.
He does not. Jesus.
I think that game is so. I mean, that game. If you buy a dictionary and you look up mid, there should be a thing that says mid means average. For below average, see Gotham Knights.
You see this? I beat Gotham Knights. I enjoyed that game.
Well,
I did too.
There's no accounting for taste.
That's true.
Wow.
You like Mega Man Legends. What can I say?
That's true. Yeah, I get it. I mean,
it's so messed up because I'm on both sides of this argument now because I like
You know
Mega
what?
Man Legends.
You know what though? Mega Man Legends got a sequel.
That's true. I mean, that's true.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we haven't got
Actually, it got
far enough
two
away from
sequels.
Gotham Knights yet, so we don't know.
Okay,
That's
well,
true, too.
here's what I'm gonna bet you. In totality, Mega Man Legends will have more sequels and spin-off games than Gotham Knights.
But isn't Gotham Knights
I
a
will
spin-off
wager that.
game?
No, remember, it's not in the
Oh,
same universe.
it's so big, yeah.
They went to pains to make sure that everybody knew that despite the fact that it followed characters that were in Arkham and the same storyline, it's not part of the Arkham universe.
You know what? It
Yeah,
could be
that's
not
true.
part of the Arkham universe, but it's still a goddamn spin-off of the Arkham games.
It is not.
Yeah.
Definitively, it is not. They said specifically it is not.
I don't believe them.
That
They made
story
it because
is so good, though.
that story was good. Anyway, Nintendo ended this with a banger. This was the one more thing. But it's fucking Endless Ocean Luminous. Like what?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Wait, wasn't that DS game? Or
No, Endless Ocean is like
Right?
the scuba diver. It's like the chill game where you just
It was a Wii game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
on
The
the
original
Wii.
one? Yeah.
a Wii game? That's what. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
like I think they overestimated the hype for that one. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe there's a whole collection of Endless Ocean fans out there. I mean, there's people out there that beat Gotham Knights. So
Listen to this
Well,
motherfucker
there is
here.
man. Listen to this nigga right here. Jesus. Anyways, there is like a growing trend in those like cozy type games. Like
Well, this
that's,
one's
like, a whole
multiplayer.
becoming.
Like this one's like
Oh
multiplayer.
wow, that's even better. Yeah. See, so
I'm
that
feeling-
yeah.
yeah, I have a feeling that game's going to come and go, and there's going to be like 7 people who care about it,
Oh, 100%.
I
which
think
is
you're
fine.
probably right.
I'm glad
Yeah.
that the 7 people that care about it will get to play it.
The
But
problem is
Sure.
nowadays you can't have a game that only 7 people care about because games are too goddamn expensive.
true
Yep.
story.
Also, the big drop Nintendo didn't even come out in America, and the fact they put Mother 3 on the Nintendo Switch Online in Japan. Boy, people were pissed about that.
I saw that the creator or whatever was like, "Hey, y'all need to holler at Nintendo. Stop sending me messages. What? I don't have anything to do with that." Like that's funny.
All of the Sony news I have is all kind of dire. Well, I wouldn't say dire, but not great, and kind of furthers my point of like everybody's kind of struggling right now. So, according to CNBC, Sony lost around $10 billion of stock value after it cut its PS5 sales forecast from 25 to 21 million. Another analyst said that the problem is Sony's operating margins, which should be around 20%, were actually around 6% last quarter. So basically, they're spending more money to make the same amount of money.
Man.
Which it's not sustainable, man. $300 million Spider-Man games are not sustainable. You can't do that. Like, you need more revenue. Bring Helldivers to Xbox, you will make more money. Like,
Yeah, you
especially now
definitely
that
will.
the server issues seem to be fixed. Although they'll have to add a bunch more capacity if they bring it to Xbox.
Oh yeah, can you imagine if that thing hit Game Pass? That game probably break like 1 million concurrents. Crazy.
It's already almost there.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it would absolutely break 1 million concurrents if they did that. That'd be wild. There's a bunch of games leaving PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra in March. Includes Civilization 6, Tchia, Ghostwire Tokyo, Neo: The World Ends With You, Haven, Code Vein, and Outer Wilds. 2 of those are Xbox first-party games. Crazy.
Mm.
Miyazaki talking about the Bloodborne remake. Oh God, we have to keep having this conversation. I think having new hardware is definitely a part of what gives these remakes value. Things you weren't able to achieve on a previous generation of hardware, ways you weren't able to render specific expressions, sometimes make it possible. This is not happening. It's never happening. Y'all need to let Bloodborne go. It was a great game. You played it. Let's move on. Let that man make more stuff, because, you know, Elden Ring was pretty fucking good, right?
Yes.
And finally, Sony is testing PSVR 2 compatibility for PC. They hope to release PC support in 2024, because ain't nobody playing that on PlayStation.
Yep.
No. Nobody owns that headset anyway.
No.
So
That thing was like $600, and Sony's put out one first-party game.
cool if you own it, I guess, and now you can use it on PC.
Yep. I also don't think that's going to move anything. Like,
I don't think it is. No. Actually, it might, because it well, it depends on what they price it at, because it's a
I mean, it's already
pretty.
priced. It's $600.
Well, I mean, if they, because I assume they're going to drop the price what they added to PC, because there's other headsets that they're now competing against. But it has some decent tech in it, like, so it might be,
They ain't gonna drop the
worth it if
price.
that's your thing.
They ain't gonna
You
drop the
don't
price.
think?
Nah,
Really?
nah.
All right.
PlayStation, go PlayStation.
I mean, that's true. Like they greedy. Like
Like, we're 4 years in, and there ain't been a price drop on either of the consoles. And we talking about a Pro coming soon? How much you think that Pro gonna cost?
yeah, I saw that. Like Jesus Christ, they gonna come out and ask for a stack. This is $9.99. No,
It's
you
gonna be
Sony.
3DO prices, man. It's gonna be like $700.
Phew.
Like, who's gonna buy that? Like, truthfully, let me ask this: would any of y'all buy a PlayStation 5 Pro?
Nope.
I mean, it depends on what it looks like and what, like, from a spec standpoint. But
$700. Would you buy a PS5 Pro?
I mean, probably not day one. No.
I don't know that I could. I don't know that I can do $700 for a console.
I don't think I can. Nah, no. 500 is my limit. Like if they 700, nah, I'm good. It's
Are
fine.
we basing the 700 on anything? Is it because I haven't seen that price?
I've heard. So I'm basing it on hearing people talk technically. Like, if you're gonna make a console that is more powerful enough to warrant it being a pro, using finger quotes here, that the technology and the parts that you're going to need for that, if they don't sell it at $700, they would be taking a massive loss.
Check.
So that's kind of what I'm basing it on. Like, 700 is like the basement of what that thing would cost. So,
Man,
considering the PS5 is still $500 and has not budged for 4 years, I mean,
I don't even know that we necessarily need a pro
that's the other
right
part of
now.
it. Like this conversation is getting weird. Like, are we about to see a staggered generation? So, let's say Nintendo puts out the Nintendo Super Switch in 2025. Microsoft has already mentioned that, like, we're looking at 2026 for the new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get a Pro, let's say this year or next, Sony's not launching a PS6 until 27 or 28. So think about
Oh,
that generation. You've got 3 systems across 4 years.
that's a lot.
That's weird,
That's
right? Like,
yeah, man.
I don't know. This video games are getting weird, and like, it's. We are very old school. We've been in this since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
We are very used to whoever the big console people are. They put a system out every 6 to 10 years, just depending on the generation, and they all release at the same time or within a year of each other.
Yep.
I think the way video games are going, this is changing.
Well, yeah. I mean, the impetus for that was the PS4 Pro, Xbox Series X, or what was it called?
One
What was
X,
the
the One
the
X.
mid
One
One
X.
X? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that everything started changing at that point.
Yep. And I don't know how this is going to plan out going forward, but I do think, as much as people want to cry about it online, I think games going to other consoles is going to happen. Like, it's just too expensive to. It's too expensive to make a game and limit your audience to just the, what is it, 50 to 70 million people that are going to have your box.
Yep.
It is no different than, like, if you had a DVD player that would only play certain movies. Like, could you imagine if that was a thing?
Man.
Wasn't that
You
a
have
thing
a
for
player that only play
Avatar?
Paramount.
Wasn't that a thing for Avatar?
Oh.
Like, it would only play on a certain Blu-ray player or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean the closest thing was the format bullshit with HD DVD and Blu-ray and all that. But
Yeah, and that
that
I
was a
mean
format issue.
that died like immediately within like a year.
Yeah.
So, like,
Thankfully.
video games are finally to the point where they're like, well, we can't keep going like this because this doesn't work. Like,
Yep.
we have hit a ceiling on the way this, like, there was a lot of news stories out this week of saying, like, console growth has kind of died. Like more people are not buying consoles, like they're staying the same. Like Xbox is not going to sell more than what was like 60 million, and PlayStation is not going to sell more than like the 100. Like it's not going to change, but
Mm-hmm.
the price of the games and the technology is going up. But you're not going to sell to more people, so you need to spread that out. So anyway, release dates. We talked a lot of these. Killer Clowns from Outer Space got a release date June 4th. That's another game that'll die on the vine, unfortunately.
Yep.
Oh, what else we got on here? Llama
So,
Soft. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm
No,
just
no,
gonna go to
no,
the next game.
no, it's fine. It's just another news story. I'll just add it to the end.
Okay. Llama Soft, the Jeff Minter story, launches March 13th. That's the next from Digital Eclipse. Limited Run Games announced Ninja 5.0 coming to everything, but guess what? This is where you're supposed to say Xbox.
It's not.
It's not coming to
Oh,
Xbox.
wait, it is?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
coming to
of
everything
course.
but Xbox. Turbo Kid launches April 10th on Steam. What else we got here? We already talked about Epic Mickey is out in, it just says this year. Rainbow Six Smole is out now and exclusively on Netflix. Man, that is a weird sentence to say.
The hell is that? Oh, anime or something?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Shadow of the Ur Tree launches June 21st. What else we got?
Yeah, the game looks fantastic. That DLC looks fantastic.
I didn't even watch the trailer. Like, I love that
Can't wait.
game, but like, I don't know that I'll play this because I never beat fucking Elden Ring.
Oh, I'm excited to dive back into it. And my son, who's beaten the game like 12 times, is super excited.
I played the hell out of that game, but I suck at those games. I never beat it. I think I played it for like 25 hours and just like eventually was like, yeah, I think I've hit my ceiling of where I can go with this game. So, according to Takaya Sagawa, president of Sega Sapporo Studio, the upcoming Crazy Taxi reboot will be a AAA game. For God's
Mm-hmm. It's also going to be a live service multiplayer game too. I saw.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't shock me. The first trailer for the
Yep.
Borderlands movie dropped this week. I did not watch it.
Oh, I didn't either. I was going to ask y'all how it was. Okay.
Oh shit! This is a funny bullet point. Fallout New Vegas has a Limp Bizkit mod, which adds Fred Durst as a companion who only talks in Limp Bizkit lyrics.
Yeah. What? Come on.
That's funny shit right there.
That's awesome. Wow.
Oh man, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is getting free post-launch content, including new modes. It's in the coming months.
Cool.
Dead by Daylight is adding an Iron Maiden collection, which is available now.
That's weird.
I
All
see-
right.
Okay. Riot's fighting game Project L has its name now. It's called 2XKO.
Yeah. What
That
the
is
hell?
such a stupid name. Like, y'all should have just called it Project L. Like, what the fuck?
I don't
Like-
even know what to say at this point. Like,
And then I saw they put on Twix, there was like, because people were like, well, how do you pronounce that? And they were like, it's pronounced how it's spelled. And I'm like,
that's even
that's
worse.
so stupid, right? Like, that's so stupid.
It's coming in
Whatever.
2025 to Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
Whoa, wait, 2025? Is that what they said?
Yeah, 2025.
Damn. Okay. I thought it was going to come out this year.
Warner Brothers has stated that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has fallen short of expectations. You think?
Who's surprised? Who's surprised here?
I mean,
the guy in the back. He's surprised.
I
Yeah,
don't
fire him.
I don't hear anybody talking about that game at all.
No, it died
Mm-mm.
after the week it came out, just after that whole IGN debacle about review codes. Like, that was the last time anybody talked about that game.
Yeah, I mean, even IGN done stopped like hating on them at this point.
Well, it probably
Like
stopped generating traffic, so they stopped shitting on it. So.
oh yeah, that's definitely you right. You right.
Oh my god, there's a fucking Tifa image at the end of this news story. Oh my god, stop it.
Oh
Y'all
man,
need to stop being weird. Like I
y'all
can't.
need Jesus. You need
You
Jesus. That's
definitely
what you
need
need. Like
Jesus.
you're doing too much. These are
Like,
pixels. What's wrong with you?
like these characters are not real. They're not going to fuck you, and
No,
they're not. Again, they're not real. I can't stress that point enough.
I was about to say like that's really what we have to hammer home here. They're not real. God.
I saw the meme floating around this morning where they showed Tifa next to Mary Jane from Spider-Man 2 again, and they're like, "Western guys, head east." I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my
What
god."
what exactly was that supposed? Because I'm playing Spider-Man 2 now, and I remember and I've seen those memes
the
about her.
the,
What
the,
is you
the
trying to say?
what it means is that they think that um, the character model for Mary Jane in Spider-Man 2 is insufficient for them to masturbate to.
Yes,
Ah,
So they're
okay,
telling you that you should play games developed in the East with character models that you can masturbate to, because that's the
like Stellar
purpose.
Blade.
man,
Correct.
we play games for different reasons. Like
Ex-
I need that meme with
Correct.
my boy Giancarlo holding his tie. Like we are not the same. Like what the fuck are y'all doing?
You
Like
don't want to know what they're doing. You don't want to
I
know.
You
no,
don't.
you're
Yeah.
right. You're absolutely right.
I think the
Jesus.
problem I think the problem actually isn't that I don't want to know what they're doing. It's that I know exactly what they're doing, and it's
You wish you
gross.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, y'all are some weirdos, and if you're into that, I don't even care if you're mad at me for saying that. You are a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, like
Like
come on, man.
that
Like
shit is messed up. Like don't do that. You weird. Apparently Nacon had their Nacon
And
Connect.
we should add, by the way, that this whole gross thing becomes even grosser because it almost inevitably ends up involving the real human beings that either motion capture or voice these characters. Um, for example, the model who motion captured uh, Mary Jane had deleted social media and quit doing stuff, and because of all the ridiculous hate.
are you
Um,
serious?
yeah,
That's
it's
fucked up.
And y'all video games ain't that serious. Y'all need to stop.
Man, and I don't understand what the problem is. Like I said, I just started playing the
I mean,
game.
Ryan
Like
told
I'm
you
just
exactly what the problem
I
was.
told you
well,
exactly
I
what the
guess
problem was.
yeah, you know what you did. I just but she's like she looks I fucking y'all wow. That's so messed up.
I mean, I can't even imagine how because it wasn't the model for the Fable CGI, wasn't that like a real person, and like
Yep.
her face is all
She
over the
got hate
internet.
Oh,
too.
yep. I
Yep.
remember that. I remember that.
Yeah,
Man, and then I know Laura Bailey, and she was just the voice of old girl in whatchamacallit, and she was catching strays over that, like
they threatened her
in Last of
baby.
Us.
They threatened her baby.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
What's wrong with you
Like first of
people?
all, y'all ain't even about that life, like for real, because even niggas that is don't go after babies. Like y'all ain't about that life. Like sit your ass down. Like man, just I don't understand. Just it's a video game. Like y'all are weird,
I
man.
mean, let's be fair. Like these dudes, I'm gonna say this right now. Y'all are weird, and if you like the plastic box fanboys, the weirdos that scream about like the women in video games, y'all are weird. If you use the word "we" when you talk about your fandom, you're also weird,
Yeah.
and you need to stop. And if you're out here threatening people and arguing with people about systems and the way people look in video games, y'all need to see a therapist. Or you
Correct.
need to be locked up in a room with
Or just
a
meet
jacket.
some fucking humans. Like,
Right. Real ones. Like, jeez.
I can't anymore. I just can't. I see these people say like, just like we joke about when you hop in those spaces and you hear them like getting fired up about Pentiment going to PlayStation. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh my God. Yeah,
oh.
those guys.
I am that meme right now with the man with the cigarette in between his fingers with his hand in his head.
Yep.
Like that is me right now. Like literally, I can't.
What? Ain't that Columbo? I'm pretty sure that's Columbo.
I don't know,
In
but
that meme.
that is just
Yep.
me right now. Like anytime I see that stuff online, I'm like, I can't.
I understand because I'm right there with you. Like it's crazy. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Anyway, sorry, I said Nikon Connect happened. It hasn't happened. It happens this week on the 29th. They'll be featuring Raven's Watch, Crown Wars, The Black Prince, Greedfall 2, The Dying World. Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. I forgot that was a thing.
I
Dang,
don't
I
even
did
know what
too.
that is. I mean, I know what Test Drive Unlimited is, obviously, but I don't know what you just said is.
They're bringing back Test Drive Unlimited. They announced it like last year. And
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer, but I forgot about that.
I totally forgot about it. A new Terminator game and another new announcement will be at this. Pokemon Presents is also this week. Looks like it's on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday. So if you care about the Pokemans, is it time for the remaster announcement? Is that what this is?
I think so.
Okay, because that's usually the way it works, right? We get the remaster in summer, and then we get the real game in the winter.
Yep.
Okay, so what are they going to remaster? I don't even remember the last one. Was it Ruby and Sapphire? Was that the last one? What was the last
I
one?
wanted.
Yes.
So what's next?
No, it was Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, wasn't it? Wasn't that the
Maybe
last one?
Yeah, I don't keep up with Pokemans.
I think the black and white ones might be next. Have they done those yet?
I have no clue.
That's about the time I fell off of Pokemon. Was I think when it transitioned to DS. Like yeah.
According to this, we had Fire Red and Leaf Green, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Omega Ruby and Sapphire, and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So those are the ones
Yeah, I
that
think black and white are the next ones.
Is Black and White next? Okay. So that's probably what we're going to get on Tuesday. Helldivers. This has to be old because it said it passed 408,000 on Steam. Concurrent. Tales of Arise has sold 3 million copies. Sifu sold 3 million copies. Grounded has surpassed 20 million players. Sea of Thieves has passed 35 million. Near Automata has now sold 8 million copies. Power World has now broken 15 million on Steam and 10 million on Xbox. That's 25 million people playing that game.
Crazy.
Which is more than Elden Ring, because Elden Ring just broke 23 million copies.
Damn. Yep. All right,
Jesus Christ. All big numbers, and then we get Skull and Bones, which has less than 1 million players, and it was free.
Well,
yeah, and, so this is a good spot to drop that thing that I was going to say. I just saw on Twitter someone sent a message to the Helldiver CEO, the CEO of Arrowhead, who made Helldivers, was talking to some people online, and somebody said something about, I'd love to know how many copies total you've sold, and someone guessed 3 million, and he posted like the little pointing upwards emoji as if to suggest they've sold more than 3 million copies, which is
that's crazy.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
They gotta get
that's
this
awesome.
on Xbox, man. They gotta get this on Xbox.
It's wild. This is the first petition that I've seen, like, of people like, yes, please bring it to Xbox. We need more soldiers.
That's right.
Right.
Like, people are legitimately want them to bring it to Xbox, which it's funny because it'll never happen. It's PlayStation, so they're not going to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's not. No.
So, speaking of Xbox, I'm just going through these wrap-up news stories. Microsoft is planning to release an all-white, all-digital Series X between June and July. The price is unknown at the time, but it could be cheaper than the launch Series X. Age of Empires 2: Victories and Vanquished launches March 14th, and Age of Mythology Retold launches this year on Xbox and PC. Limited Run is also doing physical versions of High on Life, another classic Wombat Booty Cheeks game.
Yeah, that game sucks.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah, well, it's also okay to give me a boss fight that actually ends and doesn't glitch out into oblivion.
I mean, that
And
sounds
then
like a
it's
skill.
also
That sounds like a skill
and
issue.
and it's also okay to not do that twice in the same playthrough
Damn.
on two
Okay.
different bosses.
Okay, that's a
Uh,
lot.
Have you not heard this story, Terrence?
No, I have. I just am
My high on
remembering. Like,
life experience. Yeah.
I knew it was only. I knew you had the one issue. I didn't realize it happened twice in the
Oh
same
yeah.
playthrough.
Yeah. No,
Jesus.
the second time was the boss glitched through the floor, and so I couldn't cut the piece off of him that I was supposed to finish the mission, and so I was just stuck.
Nice. Yeah. Damn.
oh shit.
Yeah, that game sucks.
Oh, Terrence, I'm gonna put this in the chat for you so you can see what I was talking about earlier. All right, that's all the news that I have. I'm gonna load up my inbox here because I do have email. What? Who's talking?
Oh, sorry. I think that was my television.
I was like, who's talking?
What was that? We have a special guest. Special guest.
All right. First email comes from Daryl, and it's announced. It's titled 11 out of 10 games.
Okay.
Hello, guys. Just a quick message about a couple things. Over the last year, it's bothered me that the discourse from Microsoft and fans were that Xbox sales and Game Pass subs have leveled out, and they're looking for other ways to grow and profit. Philip also stated around Redfall launch that it didn't matter.
That's government name.
that it didn't matter if a game they released was an 11 out of 10 game, they couldn't catch up to the competitors. Players already have their digital libraries as well. It's like Microsoft has given up. They also came out saying Game Pass subs have leveled out and PS has outsold Xbox Series X 2-1. Well, guess what? When you don't release many games in 4 years, and the ones that have been released are niche, Flight Sim or Forza, or not great, Redfall and Starfield, I guarantee that if there were must-have killer game, people would buy an Xbox Series X and Game Pass subscribers would definitely go up. Their thinking is complete crap. If they had a God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, or Spider-Man, then they wouldn't be in this spot. An 11 out of 10 game would definitely move consoles and get millions more Game Pass subscribers. I mean, I bought a new PC in the early 90s specifically for Doom 2 and missed. I bought a PlayStation specifically for Resident Evil and bought an N64 specifically for Zelda Ocarina of Time. I bought an Xbox specifically for Morrowind. Those were system sellers. It can happen. It can move consoles and add Game Pass subscribers. Be mediocre and you get mediocre results. Get your head out of your ass, Philip.
Oh, yeah. Well,
God,
I mean,
government name killing me. Oh man, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, it absolutely cannot be suggested that good games don't sell systems. I mean,
That's been the
Yeah.
case since the beginning
definitely
of
the
time.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think that's what he was trying to say. I think what he was trying to say is that um the they were in a hole that even an A+ game wasn't going to get them out of. I don't think he was suggesting that good games wouldn't sell more consoles for them. I took it at least to say that, you know, even if they released a game that was on the level of the games you've mentioned, they're so far behind at this point that one game like that's not going to catch them up.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I took it too.
Yeah, 100%. And it's he is right about the digital libraries thing. Like if you've invested yourself into the PlayStation ecosystem, you're not going to change that.
Yeah.
Like that's just where your stuff. That's just like me. Like the only thing I was nervous about with Xbox putting games on other platforms is if they didn't make the hardware available future-wise, and I wouldn't have access to my library because I've spent so much on it. Like I don't care where the games go. Let more people play them. Shit, it has no skin off my back. But I have nearly 5,000 games on my Xbox ecosystem. I don't want to lose that, and I'm not going to start, building a collection somewhere else unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, and
Now,
it's not just that too. It's friends as well. Like
Yeah.
some people, people end up going where their friends play, right? And so if you're, I mean, my house is a perfect example. We have a PlayStation 5. We have two Xbox Series X's because one's mine and one's my son's. My son plays on Xbox, but he plays on Xbox because his friends all play on Xbox. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's become less and less of an issue with crossplay, but not everything supports it.
Right, not everything's crossplay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We need to get to that future where everything is just that's kind of where I want
Exactly.
is like if we just had these systems and like I get exclusives are good for selling the console, but this is an argument I saw over the weekend. Like console exclusives don't benefit anybody except for the people making the boxes. Like they don't benefit gamers. Right. And if you're like arguing like, well, you know, it makes it so that my system matters, like that doesn't matter. Like your console still plays that game.
Yeah, the only reason you feel like your console has to matter is because of exclusives in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, if you could play everything everywhere, then you would make hardware decisions the same way you make hardware decisions on PC.
Or your TV. Like, TV was a big one for me. Like, what features of the TV are for you?
Right.
Like, are you an LG person? Do you need this? Are you a Samsung person? Do you need this? I wish Xbox and PlayStation were like that. Like, well, I prefer the controller on Xbox, and I prefer Xbox Live. Or on PlayStation, like, I prefer the DualSense features, or I prefer, you know, like the activity cards, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your preference? As opposed to, well, I only got this game here, so my console is better. Like, well, I mean, okay. Like, that doesn't benefit you. That benefits them because they made more money.
Right.
Like, shilling for capitalism, I just don't understand.
I will never understand that nonsense. Like that, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think though your point is the point of the sorry, I don't remember if it was a tweet or an email. So the point of the email is a good one in that part of the reason, and I mean, how long have we been talking about this? We've been talking about this since the middle of last generation.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason, not the whole reason, but part of the reason Xbox got behind after the 360 generation is they weren't putting out games that people wanted to play that were only on their console.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not. I think you're both right in the sense that that's a problem that originated in the middle of last generation and is not something that one game can fix.
No, 100%. Like, if they released a God of War caliber game next week, like, let's just say Avowed is the best game ever made when it comes out this year. Xbox still ain't gonna catch up to PlayStation. It just ain't gonna happen.
Right. Now, it will sell, it will move consoles, but
100%, yeah.
It's not gonna catch up. There's a difference between, we're gonna put out good games this year, and so we're gonna increase the number of sales, which is sort of what their strategy is and should be, and we're gonna put out good games this year so we can catch PlayStation. That ship has sailed.
Let's be honest. Xbox has been, outside of the 360, has probably been the most, like, you can kind of throw a dart and hit where their numbers are going to be. Like, they've been the same.
Yep.
Like, Xbox One and Xbox Series X are probably going to be around the same amount sold.
And both these guys are chasing Nintendo anyway. So.
Oh, 100%. Like, Nintendo is just so far ahead, it's not even funny at this point. Like, the Switch, Nintendo may have had a stroke of luck here that since they delayed the Switch 2 to next year, the Switch may catch the PS2 this year.
Yep.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because nothing has even come close to the PS2.
Right.
Like the PS2 was a product of its time, where people bought it because of the DVD player and because there were 4,000 goddamn games on it, which was unheard of at the time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for the Switch to catch that would be unfathomable. Like, and I got news for you. I don't think the PS5 is going to outsell the PS4. I just don't. When all is said and done.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, especially if this generation ends up being shorter, as they keep indicating it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think the PS4 will continue to stand as the second best-selling PlayStation system of all time. I don't think the PS5 is going to pass it. But yeah, Xbox has never won a generation. You can say they won the 360 generation, but they were still outsold by both of them.
They were, yeah.
They were third
By
place.
the end of it,
Yeah.
yeah. They, in terms of mind share, they were the most talked about console, but the PS3 was just like the little engine it could, man. It just kept selling and kept selling and kept selling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there was just, but the 360 definitely won the mind share in that generation.
Yep.
But not at the end of the day, they did not win the race.
No, they have always finished third every single time, and I don't think that'll ever change. So this whole conversation about Microsoft chasing PlayStation and passing them at some point, that's never going to happen. Like, it's no different than the Sega Nintendo days. You had your Sega people, you had your Nintendo people, but the Sega never outsold the Nintendo. It just never did. Like, it did for a couple
Yeah.
years, but Nintendo was just like, yeah, they're the same thing. Little engine that could. That Super Nintendo just kept selling.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think this, my son's generation it's going to be real interesting to see what happens to gaming in the next 5 to 10 years as kids that are my son's age and Ken, your son's age, um, make their way into past the hey, I've got some birthday money, so I'm going to buy a game level, and into the I have a job, I have my own income, so I spend money on my hobby level, because that generation is so accustomed to every game being free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They play Roblox, and there's 100,000 games on there for free.
Yeah,
Right?
Roblox and Fortnite
They
have completely
they
changed the game.
they play Minecraft, and with all the mods and all of that stuff, there's 100,000 different things they could do for free. They have Game Pass on their Xboxes. There's free to play games like Apex Legends and Warframe and Fortnite and all of that. So the games that they spend the majority of their time on are all free or are included in some sort of subscription, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really interested to see when that group becomes sort of the dominant driving force spending money on the industry, what that looks like, because it's going to be it can't look the way gaming looks today. It just can't. It's going to be the Roblox model and the Minecraft model and the Game Pass model. It's where it's not going to be piecemeal like it's been for most of our lives.
No, 100%. Like the kids of our age, that are our kids' age are literally playing like one or two games, and they play them religiously.
Yep.
They're not bouncing from game to game to game. I mean, they may do it on occasion, but like they find one game. Like my son is a Roblox. Like that's what he
Yep.
plays, and he plays Battlefield. Like those are the two games he plays. Like I've tried to get him to play. Like, hey, why don't you play Mega Man, or why don't you play like Resident Evil? Like play something else. Like they play it for
Play
like
Battle-
10, 15 minutes, and then they're done. You know.
Your
Yeah,
son play Battlefield?
Yeah, he's a Battlefield player.
I knew I liked that little motherfucker. What's up?
my son and his friends play Roblox, and they talk about new content and upcoming releases for the games that they play in Roblox the same way that we would talk about a $60 or $70 game.
Oh yeah, so does mine.
Um,
Yeah.
Yep, one of my sons talks about it like that with his friends. They be up late at night. This is the high schooler too. This ain't even like, because I know your kids are younger. This one, he's a senior. Him and his friends be up late at night grinding. Is what they be grinding something in
Yep.
Roblox games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I'm like,
that's
what the heck?
my son learned how to install an auto clicker on his computer because one of the games he plays on Roblox allows auto clickers, and so he's got it set up to where it can grind for him overnight when he's not playing it.
Nice.
Like that's just they look at this stuff differently than our generation did.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you think I know the discourse that we see constantly is like, oh, God of War is the biggest game, Horizon's the biggest. No, it's not even close. Like,
Yeah, it's Roblox and
like
Minecraft.
Sea of Thieves is one of the smaller games of this, and it has 35 million players, which is more than people bought both God of Wars.
Yeah.
Like, and like you look at Sea of Thieves and you kind of laugh it off. You're like, yeah, whatever, it's a pirate online game. Like, people live in that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, listen, as much as we all give it shit and complain about the games that come out and how similar to each other they are and all that, there's a reason why so many of these companies are trying to invest in live service.
Yeah, they want that hit.
And it's not 40-year-olds like me.
No, we get like, oh, we're gonna give you the bottom tier, like we're gonna find some port house to make a new version of this Contra game that you want to play, like, and we only expect it to sell 800,000 copies. Like, our big money is going into this game that we want these kids to play for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna get like, and that's part of Sony's problem, is like they've been chasing that quality of those big games, and it's finally caught up to them. To the point of where, like, you can't spend hundreds of millions of dollars to sell, 8 to 13 million copies of a game. You just can't do it.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Like you said, it'd be interesting. I really want to see what gaming is like in 10 years, because I think it's going to be completely different. Like, all of us are still going to be loading up our shmimulators to play classic games, but I think we're going to see less and less of the stuff we like as time goes on.
I fear you are probably correct.
Yeah, there's too much out there that's vying for your attention, and when kids' attention is solely based on one game, like, we have 3 Xboxes in this house, 2 of them are Roblox. Like, that's what they're for. Mine's the only one that doesn't have that game installed on it.
Crazy.
Yep. All right, we got a couple more emails from your buddy Peter. Ryan.
Yeah.
His first one is called SSX Woes. I wish I hadn't heard the news about the SSX spiritual successor. I apologize. I said that last week. Disappointing. I still return to those games. I love them all. Even Blur, Wii, On Tour on Xbox, and the reboot on 360. If you like those types of games, you should check out Sledstorm on the PS2. Oh man, Sledstorm was the
Yeah,
bomb.
I remember Sledstorm. That game was great.
Yeah, I played that recently because it's on my mini PC. Also EA Big. It's a lot like SSX. Also Pure. Pure was great.
Pure was great. Yep. I remember Pure.
Yeah. Both are snowmobile race / trick games. Shout out to Sega Soccer Slam. Damn right, that game is great.
Yep.
He says that game is amazing. I'm currently slow rolling Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. It's my first time playing through it. I always assumed it was a scaled down port of Donkey Kong Country, but it's actually a completely different game with its own unique level designs and music. It also looks great considering the hardware. The controls feel the same as Donkey Kong Country, and it's a lot of fun. Actually,
I have not played that.
It's really good. My biggest problem with Donkey Kong Land was that they still tried to use like that rotoscope animation, and in black and white it's sometimes hard to see stuff in the background. So that one's a little rough. Like, when you get to the second and third one, they get better. With like the background stuff. I think the second or third one has like Game Boy Color palettes. So then his final question is production question. How do you guys conference the call for the podcast, and how are audio recordings captured? So we use Discord for the conference, and then I record on Audacity, which is in and of itself a nightmare to get Windows Audio to push your guys' conversation and my conversation and me being able to hear everybody's conversation into, like, it's just a mess. Like, whenever Windows updates or something like that, I get terrified that it's going to break all the wizardry that I've done on the back end. I know Drew fought with it for a while to record Phoenix Down, to the point where he just started using the Skype recorder and still using Skype to do Phoenix Down.
Nice.
We tried Skype for a while.
Yeah. Discord's just better quality. And once I got everything set up correctly, it works really well. I mean, I still bump into issues. Like, it still picks up my PC audio, so I'm sure you've heard a couple times of my email chime going off, and I apologize for that. I try to keep it closed for most of the show because I don't know if you know, I get a shitload of emails.
I actually have never heard that sound, honestly.
You won't hear it on your end. You'll hear it in the recording.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, like you guys can't hear my PC audio, but since I need the PC audio to be recorded, it'll show up. Like if I were to play a YouTube video right now, like that's why I never watch them on the show. You would hear the audio of the YouTube video.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. It only took this long. How do we not have the Price is Right thing on here?
I don't know.
Right.
We have to make do with.
Yeah, that's the dollar store version.
But we have custom ones. So like, how do we?
Space.
No, sorry.
You know when you get close to the end of the show because everybody just starts pushing.
Oh
the
yeah,
buttons.
the soundboard always comes out at the end.
When you actually are getting like
God dang
bored
it.
and stuff,
Oh, the remix.
like you can come off the ship.
How do you feed blood to Grandpa?
I just...
Oh man.
All right, I got he sent a follow-up email with a few Xbox 360 recommendations, which is cool because I just bought a new 360e. I played 99 Nights the other day. I was thinking of you on that when I played that.
Oh man. I
Yeah,
love that
99
game.
Nights.
Yes.
That game is still impressive when you go back to it. You're like, holy shit, how did they do this on the 360?
Yeah.
Does it hold up?
It
I haven't
does.
played it in. Oh, I'm gonna have to play. Oh man, I loved that game.
I mean, it's only
So why
30
do
frames
we
a
get-
second, but yeah.
What if we're gonna get remakes of games that nobody's gonna play? Let's get a remake of that.
Man, do you
Hell
remember
yeah.
Do you remember the sequel? It was not very good.
The sequel
I do.
was not
It was
good.
not.
No. Yeah, the sequel
it was.
was
I
not
was
good.
disappointed. Yep.
What they call
But
it?
the first one
They called it
fire.
N3, N3
N3. Yep.
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 Do you remember Kingdom Under Fire?
I do.
Yep. That's another
They
one.
still make
Loved
those.
it.
They still make those, you know.
Do they really?
It got a sequel. It's only on PC. But it's a different type of. Well, actually, it's more like the first game. But it's like a MMO. So I don't know.
The company
it's-
that
yeah,
makes
it's only
that
on PC.
is like a Korean company that makes a lot of MMO stuff. So
Oh, then that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it's definitely an MMO game, but it plays like the original one. I loved that game. That was another one that.
God,
Man.
I look at this screenshot and it's like the
Oh, for the
it is
second one.
like no for the original, and it's like, man,
I think I still have
the
that game.
there's I have so much nostalgia for, like, as silly as it sounds, that like early 2000s look, even though it looks like shit.
Oh yeah,
like,
the
look-
grounds and brays.
Yeah,
Browns
like
and
look at this
Grays,
game.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a time, man. Like people don't understand. Like I hear this all the time, and it is 100% true. The years from when like you're like 13 to like 21,
Yep.
like those are so embedded in your brain. That's why I love the PlayStation 1. That's why I love, that era. It is just like everything I see there is just like nostalgia overload. And you
Yeah.
don't ever capture that again. Like you won't think about games you played last year for the rest of your life the way you think about the first time you played, or for me, like the first time I played Destruction Derby or Toshinden or something. Like it just,
Yeah.
it won't hit the
You're right.
same.
Super Nintendo
right.
is that wheelhouse for me.
God, I was 12 when I got my Super Nintendo. I got it the year. it
I
launched.
was also 12, but I did not get it the year that it launched.
Well, I'd hope not, because then we'd be the
Um,
same age.
Right, we are not the same age.
I mean, like, did I time
um,
travel? What the
thank
fuck
God.
happened? Yeah, I know. You got to deal with being an old man.
Yeah, no, that but that time period, I have so much nostalgia for, like, not just the games, but the art style and all of that.
It was 360 was a very brown and gray time, and I don't
It
know.
was.
Yes, it was.
There's so many weird games.
The original Xbox was kind of a brown and
But what made the original Xbox better was like that Sega was putting all their games on there, so we had all that
Yeah.
shit.
yeah, Sega shit always had a lot of color in it.
Yeah, like Jet Set Radio and Panzer Dragoon and Shenmue, fucking Shenmue. Go Come on. The original Xbox had Blinks the Cat
It did. You're right.
I remember that.
and Blinks the
Yep.
Cat 2.
I don't think I played the
Yep.
sequel, but I remember the first one.
The sequel had you doing
And-
stealth missions as a pig.
And
Okay, that's wild.
what was it? Azaric.
Rise of Parathia. I played that.
I
I
remember
played that a
that.
month ago. It's worse now than it was then.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
I
that game
can
was-
believe it. That game was
That might have
ass.
been a Booty Cheeks game. Yeah,
That
that
was
was Ryan
100%.
Booty Cheeks.
Okay, so Ryan, I got one for you. And since you worked at EB Games, you're gonna remember this. We had 6 million used copies of this game from THQ. A little game called New Legends.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
remember
bought that game, and everybody traded it in.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
sounds familiar.
I shit you not. That game, that and the Star Wars Clone Wars double pack were the
Yeah.
I
most
remember that.
used games of all time.
I mean,
Yeah.
New Legends, Terrence. As soon as I post this in here, you're gonna know exactly what game we're
Oh,
talking
yep.
about.
Yep. I see the picture. I just looked it up.
Yep.
I remember this.
That game, oh,
I never played it. I
It is
remember
bad.
I worked at Game Crazy, and we had a lot of copies of this and that double pack, the Clone Wars,
Star Wars Clone Wars double
Star Wars-
pack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, so many copies of those things. It's so funny to think about. He did so in his follow-up email. He sent a few 360 recommendations. Blur, Mario Kart with real cars. Blur is great. If you have never played
Yeah,
Blur,
it's a good game.
go play that game. That was made by guys that made Project Gotham, I believe. What was the name of their company? Bizarre Creations. That's who it was.
Bizarre. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, I still remember the first time I saw Project Gotham Racing at E3. I was at E3 the year the Dreamcast came out. Yeah, I'm aging myself right now, just so you know. But I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, wow, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection, very good. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, a fucking classic.
Yep.
Beautiful Katamari. Never been my jam, but I know a lot of people love that.
I like Katamari.
And then Guitar Hero 5 and Rock Band. I still play those games. Man, that new guitar cannot come soon enough.
Yeah.
And I just got a PR connection with PDP. I think it's PDP.
Oh, look at that.
Right?
Nice.
So I'm gonna need that guitar like ASAP. Because I actually priced them this weekend because I was curious. Like, has the price come down? It has not. The guitar is like $200, and if you want to buy the band in a box, that thing was $1,000.
Jesus.
Wow.
$1,000.
You know what? So you were talking about Bizarre Creations. You know what other game Bizarre Creations was?
Geometry Wars.
Well, yeah, but Metropolis Street Racer for the
Yes.
Dreamcast,
Yes,
which
for the
was an excellent
Dreamcast.
game.
Sorry, I said Project Gotham Racing. I meant Metropolis Street Racer was on the Dreamcast when I went to E3.
Yes.
Sorry.
Project Gotham they did come out with, but that was on
That was Xbox. Yeah, because that was their follow-up, and they didn't have the name, so you can tell they're
Right.
fans of DC.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, they did that, and then they died when they went to Activision.
Yep.
Shocker. Which sucks, because if they'd have stuck around, they'd be back at Xbox now, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would.
Yep.
I was thinking about that the other day. Microsoft now owns Toys for Bob, right?
They do.
Toys for Bob made The Horde. The Horde starred Kirk Cameron. We need a Horde remaster with current day Kirk Cameron.
No, we
Wow.
don't need anything with current day Kirk Cameron. That dude's
Oh,
Yeah,
is he,
he's a piece of work.
Yeah, he's something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, he's one of them. Okay.
There's a whole
Yeah.
Family Guy episode about him. You should look it up.
Yeah, well,
I shall do this.
So, but yeah.
I'm good. I'm good without him or his sister being involved in anything.
Oh yeah, she's wild too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I still want to play The Horde though. If you've never played The Horde, it's one of Toys for Bob's finest.
It's a good game.
Even if Kirk Cameron is in it, it's still. Who owns the rights to that? Does Microsoft own the rights to that now? Can we get a 3DO remaster?
I assume Microsoft has it. I don't know. So it was developed by Toys for Bob and Silicon Knights.
Oh my
Published,
God!
published by
Silicon Knights.
published by Crystal Dynamics.
Oh my God!
So
The trifecta
yeah,
there. Shit.
yeah. So I don't know because I don't know who would have the rights to that now.
The Horde sounds like a game that the guys from
Crystal.
Limited Run Games would bring back.
Yeah, because Crystal Dynamics is owned by Square now.
Mm-hmm. For now.
And Toys for Bob is now owned, well, what exists of them still is now owned by Microsoft. So who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope Toys. Apparently, they said they were working on a new game. I hope they get to do something besides Call of Duty because that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who Silicon Knights is owned by, like who any of their stuff is owned by.
I don't either. Isn't there a big fight about Blood Omen? Like who owns it?
Well, there was definitely there was definitely a lot of back and forth about the P. It wasn't available on PC for a while, or not? Was it PC? There was something that was prevented it from being available on some stuff.
Almost.
I mean that company completely ate shit right after they decided to sue Epic. Like that Epic game suit was a bullet to the brain of that studio.
It's crazy if you think about it, but like so many of their games are in limbo right now. Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes, Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain, X-Men: Destiny. The only one that's in a place is Too Human, but you can't buy it. Microsoft has to give it away for free. Like it's literally free 100% of the time on Xbox because they can just do that since they published it, but you can't buy it. Like, how is one company own like 4 of the most in limbo video games of all time?
Yep.
I mean, I guess it takes a visionary, you know. Dennis Dyack.
Yeah. Yeah, I should say I don't know who owns the Silicon Knights stuff right now, but I know who owns Dennis Dyack, and that's everybody.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, damn.
It's crazy to try to think about like where all these old video game rights are sitting now. Like, does EA still own Road Rash? Like, is that a thing?
They got to, right?
A new Road Rash that came out.
There was a spiritual like kind of a Road Rash like, but not.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
It didn't.
About. Okay.
I think it was called Road Rage or something similar to that, or.
I got you.
Yeah. Like it's just
spiritual successor was called Road Redemption.
That's the one. Yes.
Yeah, released in 2017 and 2018 for Windows, Mac, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
Didn't that have like procedurally generated tracks or something weird? I don't remember.
Let's see. Developed by Fish Factory Games and Pixel Dash Studios, published by Tripwire Interactive.
Oh, the Killing Floor guys.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's a game a lot of people play. Nobody talks about anymore.
Yep. Actually,
I didn't say anything about procedural generation, but
maybe that was a different one because I thought there were 2 Road Rash, like spiritual successor games. That maybe one of them was procedurally generated or something.
Could be
I don't know.
Sure.
There's a lot of shit out there. There's a lot of old video games that there's only one way to play, and you know what that way is.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sega did renew the license for Eternal Champion, so I'm eternally hopeful that those games
finally
come back.
Find out what that dude was shooting in the sky.
You know, you guys keep bringing that up, but ain't you ever seen a dude like shoot a gun in the air to warn people? He's just warning people, okay?
Well, I think you should look where he's aiming.
I think you should too. Like I
mean, straight up in the sky, who's he gonna hit?
You don't know.
A passing plane? I don't know. That's a laser. Like a spaceship, a satellite? We don't know.
It's not even the thing about it is the thing I just want to call out about it is it's not even shooting straight up in the air.
No, it's not.
It's like shooting with the trajectory of a Rob Liefeld drawn gun.
How do you know that's not like the motion of his hand coming towards you to punch you?
I mean, if it is, then it's coming down from the top, and no one's ever punched like that in the history of punches.
But he's coming at an angle from the top, like he's doing from the top rope. He's coming to punch you in the face.
He is not.
It's better. Jesus Christ.
He is not.
He is not. No, sir. He is shooting into the sky at something that we will never know because they are not. You know what? I hope they do make another one because I hope that is a whole plot line of his story and we finally find out who his arch nemesis is.
I mean, y'all just ignoring the wizard in the background firing flames, but you know.
But at nothing. And the ribbon bikini girl pointing at something.
She is a circus performer. Okay, her name is Jetta.
She's pointing at the volcano. I
Yes,
think.
she's gonna do a triple flip into it because she's a circus performer.
Yeah, well, she can do a
100%.
triple flip and never come back.
You leave
I didn't even know there was a wizard. The
You
dude
were-
shooting into the sky
you
kills
were-
it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I want you to know that Eternal Champions has as many sequels and spin-offs as Mega Man Legends, so eat it.
I know.
Ouch. Okay.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Motherfucker.
You
Listen.
still waiting
I
on that
can't.
third one too?
Damn right I am.
I can't argue with that.
It actually has more, because I forgot about the Game Gear Larson game. There are 4
They
Eternal
made-
Champions games. There's 4.
Wow.
Let's talk about the fact that there's a character named Larson.
Yeah, he's a 1950s Chicago gangster. He wears a trench coat and a fedora.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that the dude with the box fade's name is Blade. And let's talk about how the fish dude with a trident's name is
Trident.
Trident.
I want you to know that in the Sega CD version, there's the president, or I'm sorry, the senator, and his name is
Yes.
the senator.
His name?
His name is the Senator.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's
This
also a
girl's name
chicken.
is Shadow.
The chicken's name is Crispy.
Bruh.
This character's name is Rax, like the roast beef restaurant.
You just jealous because Rax was delicious.
I did like Rax.
You remember the commercial with the Indian sitting under the tree with the roast
I do
beef
not.
sandwiches? Oh my god, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I do
I've
not.
never been to this restaurant. Man, I'm jealous.
You never been to Rax?
Really?
No.
Oh, man.
That was
Yeah, I've
huge when
never
we were
heard of it.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist anymore. So.
Now we're going down a rabbit hole
Yeah.
of Rax. I gotta find this shit. Rax roast beef is the first thing that comes up when you type in Rax.
It must have not been down here either. My mom never, because she always would take us to like new restaurants that we had never been to, and I've never even heard of that place.
It was based in Ironton, Ohio.
Okay.
What we got here? They called it Jack's and Rick's for a while.
They used to have really good cookies at Rax.
Was owned by the same people that owned Hardee's, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, there was Hardee's down here, not anymore. But
Their slogans.
I like.
Okay. Their slogans are great. So you start off pretty basic. You got all the right stuff. Fast food with style. Got to get back to Rax. And then we get a little weird with I'd rather Rax, wouldn't you? And then finally, you can eat here.
Gotcha. The last one is great. They just like, listen, we just got to remind people that we a food restaurant because I guess they don't remember no more.
Oh my god, this
Can you hear?
Wikipedia entry mentions Ponderosa Steakhouse.
Oh my God, I remember Ponderosa. There's actually still one down here. At least it was. In
There
Tri
was
County.
one in Tri-County, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It was still. I think it's still there.
God, I went there for lunch one day when I worked up in Tri-County, just because it's fucking Ponderosa, man.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
like my
right.
That was my parents' fancy dinners when I was a kid. You know, we're going to Ponderosa.
I remember it too. That would be yeah. Okay. Got to get dressed up. Put your fancy stuff on. We're going to Ponderosa.
They got the salad bar.
We had one of these in Middletown when I was growing up.
Ponderosa was also called
Nope.
Bonanza. I've never seen
Yep.
GD Ritzy's.
Oh man, it was good.
So this
Yeah,
looks
it
like
was-
this definitely looks like an Ohio restaurant because it's got chili and conies, and like nobody
I was
outside of
just about
Ohio
to say
knows what the
that.
fuck a coney is.
Yep, I was just about to say I would eat here though. I like this.
Oh, that burger looks
yeah.
delicious. I would eat that.
Yeah, it was very Steak and Shake, Freddy's
Oh
kind
heck
of.
yeah.
Yeah, it was delicious.
Smash burgers,
Yeah.
basically, is like kind of what they
Yeah,
call them.
it's been gone for a long. I mean, it's been gone for probably 30 years.
Holy
at
shit!
least.
The parent company that owned Ponderosa Steakhouse. You want to know what they were called? I mean, it's perfect.
Oh gosh. What is it?
It's called Fat Brands.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They
Yep.
own Fat Burger. They own Hot Dog on a Stick. Johnny Rockets. That's a good place to eat.
I'll remember Johnny Rockets. Wow.
Great
there's
American
a-
Cookies. Remember that?
That place is good. The
yeah.
mall. Those the mall cookie stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have those.
And they
Oh,
own
really?
they
Nice.
own Fazoli's. So.
Oh God, I hate
Fazoli?
Fazoli's.
Really?
My family,
I
my
like
family,
Fazoli's.
my family loves Fazoli's, and I think Fazoli's is so gross.
It's fast food
I like
Italian,
Fazoli's.
man. It's something.
It-
It's something, all right.
I used to, whenever I go there, I'm like, oh, look, everything is terrible. Okay.
The pasta's like, in terms of consistency, the pasta is like halfway between pasta and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, just
The pizza is not very good. The breadsticks kind of like,
they bring the breadsticks out and they're like sitting in a puddle of butter.
garlic butter. Yeah.
Yeah,
You take
Like,
one
I-
bite,
I-
you just start coughing.
Restaurant.
like I love butter too, but man, I don't need wet breadsticks.
I really need to find that Rax commercial now.
You can eat here.
You can eat here. Oh, the commercial that killed a fast food chain. Oh wow, I that's something I need to watch. That's literally the news story when you look up Rax commercial is the commercial that killed a fast food chain.
Wow.
Oh shoot. I'm sorry. Him over here talking about some. You don't need no wet breadsticks. Like, damn.
Like I'm fine if you got some like garlic butter brushed on top of them. That sounds delicious.
Yeah,
But
that's fine. But
for them to be little breadstick submarines in an ocean of garlic butter is not what I need.
I mean, I'm looking at this picture you put on here, this burger, and that bun looks like it was floating next to him.
Yeah, it does look a little. It looks a little wet.
And look at those fries, man. That is like an open mouth bass sized fry.
that is definitely what that is.
Holy shit, that's a lot. That's like Five Guys levels of fries, man. Oh, goddamn. I'm hungry now.
Yeah,
I was about to
for
say,
sure.
now that we ain't done nothing but made ourselves hungry, so
Anyway, that's it for the show this week. If you want to tweet at us, I'll check one last time for tweets just in case.
Just
It's
in case.
at ZTGD Radio. If you want to send us an email, podcasts at ztgd.com. Phoenix
and
Down.
Twitch, man.
Oh yeah, we on Twitch. We need another viewer so we can have 3.
Yeah, we'd be on there. I'm gonna say at least once a week. We'll be on there with some hell divers or something. So yeah, stop on by.
Yeah, and then Phoenix Down. The newest episode is he sent it to me on Friday at like 7 p.m. So I'm just gonna run it this week. Like I wasn't gonna get on my computer over the weekend. There's 7 p.m. on a Friday night. I've got bigger things to do on a Friday night, like sit on my ass and play Overwatch.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's a party
Yeah.
animal. All right.
Yeah,
got it.
that's in bed by 10:30. That's the old man party style.
There it is. Yep.
But yeah, so Phoenix Down will be up this week. Greedfall. Not sure how many more episodes they're gonna do. We'll see. We're getting close to D-Day for Drew there. So Phoenix
Yep.
Down probably gonna go on a hiatus for a little while.
Or a low atus even.
Yeah, lots of baby stuff going on. So, but anyway, that's the show for this week. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Get some racks. You can eat here. Thanks,
Only.
bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.